"Mommy, mommy, wake up, mommy." I remember yelling at the top of my lungs as my mother lay in a coma, slumped over the bathroom tub. Her shoestring still tied tightly around her arm, and a syringe lay on the floor close to her body. She was just seconds away from dying from a drug overdose, and I was scrawled all over my mother's limp body, smacking the hell out of her. I was pleading for her to wake up. I remember turning on the cold water in the tub and pouring it all over her face, trying to wake her up. My yells turned into cries of desperation as I still got no response from the woman who I loved so much. The woman who took care of me, the only woman I knew. As her head lay cradled in my arms, I saw her life begin to slip away. She no longer looked like my mother. I pushed her eyelids open to see if she was still there, but all I got was a cold, empty stare. What more could a 5-year-old do but cry and ask God, please don't let my mommy die? Then, as if my cries were being heard from above, an angel was sent to me. Not your ordinary angel, but a black knight in shining armor. That black knight was my Uncle Chris, who emerged seemingly out of nowhere, towering over me with an aura of invincibility. As he stood in the doorway, suddenly I didn't feel so helpless. I didn't feel so alone. If there was a God, he or she had answered my prayers. My uncle, who was much bigger and stronger than I was, began to resuscitate my mother, smacking her much harder than I could. He picked her up and placed her into the tub, running cold water all over her body. He told me, run into the kitchen, look into the refrigerator, and get some milk. I stood frozen for a second. I'm thinking, milk? Here it is, my mother is lying in a coma about to die, and you want me to get some milk? I later would come to understand that milk was commonly used to bring down a person's high or bring them out of an overdose. Within a few minutes of performing this overdose ritual, my uncle had did what I didn't think was possible. He had given me back my mommy. Still in a delusional state, she turned to her 5-year-old son, and all she could say was, "Dwayne, I'm sorry." So happy that she was still alive, all I can say was, "Mommy, I love you."
Okay, all right. Shout out to Black Dot. Shout out to Black Dot. What's good, y'all? Let me move some. Give me a second. Let me move some real quick. This thing that's like bothering my eye. I had to move something over there. Yo, man. Oh man, what a weekend! What a weekend! Shout out to everybody. Whew. Shout out to everybody who came through. Oh man. Yo, yeah, speaking of big face hundreds, yo, somebody made this. Somebody made this and gave this to me. Let me move my change real quick so y'all can see. Somebody, and I got so much stuff that I just remember, I just realized it like 2 hours ago. And I was like, oh shit. But I was like, I gotta wear this. But shout out to the brother that this was dope. So the brother gave me the what's in my pocket, dog, big face subjects with the he even got the green chain, the cigar. Brother had the cigar, the hat, the king hat. So yeah, shout out to the brother that if you in the chat, let me know. So much stuff I gotta go through in my bag. Yeah, I got like a bag full of stuff. Shout out to everybody who was showing love. Yeah, but I spotted this like 2 hours ago, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta wear this. It's the perfect shirt to wear for the show. How did you deal? How did the AI look? The AI, that's fire, yo, with the cigar, and the hat. That's fire, y'all. So shout out to that brother. But listen, we are about to give y'all a recap of the events that took place this weekend. It was absolutely amazing. One of the biggest gatherings again ever in Stone Mountain, melanated gatherings ever. From what we know of, we've been on that mountain so long. That mountain used to be a volcano, so who knows what was done up there. But in modern times, what we did, family, whoever was there, that hasn't been done many times in the last 200 years by melanated folks. So give yourselves a head. And like I said, it's what was so dope is that we met up, family, at 5 something in the morning. Like whoever was there, whoever met up, I swear, if y'all stay that focused as y'all was coming to that trip, if y'all just maintain that level of focus in your life, you got it. Whatever you're trying to accomplish. Shout out to everybody who made it out there. That night, I was on an hour worth of sleep that night. Like I was exhausted up there. I was tired because the night before, I'm up with Cambada. We making music. We starting to work on the next project and just work on music. So he was at my spot and we working on music. I'm making beats and shit like that. And man, I ain't go to bed till like probably 4. And I got up 5 and I had to get ready. I picked up King Simon real quick. And we headed over there. It was so crowded. Where's King Simon at? Is he in the chat yet? I sent King Simon a link. What's his name? E Snap. I thought you was coming through, brother. I thought I could have swore you was coming through. Shout out to E Snap from Florida. I thought you was coming through. Shout out to everybody in the chat who made it. I see Alchemy Avenue. That's Big Dave. New Diamonds. I seen Ramsha Goddess. I know she was she introduced herself to me. But everybody who made it was magic. Let's start out. Let me take a quick break. I'm gonna play a clip, family, for those who couldn't make it. And shout out to everybody who tuned in to the live stream. I was filming on my phone walking up the mountain. So shout out to y'all. Somebody said do it again next year. Rich. Yeah, I can't guarantee that. I just, it's not like a a yearly thing. We've done it a couple of times, but I didn't do it last year. I don't think I did it last year. I think I skipped last year. I just did. I didn't. I gotta have that inner feel, that inner, inspiration to do it. So I can't say I'm gonna do it next year. It's like that. You just gotta be inspired to do it. And when I'm inspired to do it, then my heart gets into it, and I'm pumped. And it takes it takes an extreme amount of energy to do something like this and to convince everybody that it's like, and I said this with the Gathering of the Masses, to convince everybody that it's going to be a huge success and that it's going to be, worth it. It's not easy. You got to understand the people that came out. Let me just say this real quick before we get to this video. Have extremely busy lives, whether it's KT Darstry, whether it's Billy Carson, whether it's Vicky Dillard. They're coming from all over the country, the West Coast, Midwest, down south in Florida, where they're coming from all over, B-Dell. And to get everybody to come out, and it's not like a lecture where I'm paying them to speak for a couple of hours. They're coming out just to show love. The event is free. Anybody could have came. So they're coming out just off the strength. So that's even harder to get people to come out to, because it's not like I'm booking you. If it's a lecture, I'm booking them. As a promoter, I'm booking them to come perform or to come speak. That makes things a little easier. But I'm just like, yo, I got a hike. I need you to come out, whatever. So to pull that off and to have everybody be all on one accord, that's amazing. So I gotta give a shout out before I get into this clip to all the speakers that came. B-Dell, Vicky Dillard, Yaya 77 was in the building, was on the mountain. Everybody who was there. Gotta get red pill, blue pill, Top Cats. Everybody who was there. It was a long list of people who were there. But let's get into what clip we gonna get into real quick. Let's get into a clip and we'll be right back. All right. like and gave me the cleansing ceremony. That sister in the right there, she spoke at the end and she did like some cleansing ceremony. It was dope. Get to the next clip. That was dope.
Do it with the heli check right quick. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's start it out. We got Billy Carson in the building. Yo, we got Father Rich in the building. We got Blue Pill in the building. We got the Big Chief in the building. We got B-Dal in the building. We got King Simon in the building. We got Brother Sharif in the building. We got Mama Vicky Dillon in the building. What about Red Pill? We got Red Pill in the building. We got Karen Bond in the building. We got Blue Dreams in the building. We got y'all in the building. What does that mean? What does that mean? We got asteroids in the building. Cause look, meteorites. We got meteorites. And we landed. Look, somebody came to visit us. That meteorite had a nigga on board. You know what I'm talking about? He landed in Blackville and caught an Uber. He's in the audience somewhere. That ass. He went to sleep on somebody's floor. He went to sleep on somebody's couch last night. They said that we don't have a community. What the hell? At this point, there is nothing. Not one thing that they could do to stop us. Nothing. Checkmate. Checkmate. It's over. It's too many of us.
Which is not a coincidence. So there's a magnetic energy here. So anytime that you have meteorites streaming down, that means that there's a certain magnetism here. And that's us. That's the cosmic convergence of the 144,000. So everything that you're seeing taking place right now is prophetic. Anytime you have a magnetic energy close to a dark energy ley line, it creates portals. Yes. Right? So you got many different birds, you got bees out here right now, because those energies alone creates the vibrational frequency, because they have a quantum entanglement processing system in their DNA, so they can read the energy. So everything around you right now, like I said, it's a form of cosmic convergence, and it's a good thing for everybody to be together right now, so it's a part of the process. So we're gonna go again. Atlantis is Atlantis. We're gonna say it again 7 times. Keep the frequency high. 1, 2, 3.
Atlantis is Atlantis. 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 Black magic. Black alchemy. We are the great. Give B-Dal another round of applause. The next person we bring.
To each other, they're necessary. It's the war that forms. It's the war that alchemizes. It's the war that shapes. So we embrace it, yes? Yes. So I ended here. Then he said to me, Son of man, these bones are the people of Israel. You're seeing this prophetically, right? They say our bones are dried and our hope is gone and we're cut off. Therefore prophesy and say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. My people, I'm going to open your graves and bring you up from them. I will bring you back to the land of Israel, and then you, my people, will know that I am the Lord. I will open your graves and bring you up from them. I will put my spirit in you, and you will live and settle in your own land. Receive that prophetically, magically. And I'm going to stop. It's the war that alchemizes. It's the war that shapes.
Oh, y'all see that crowd? Do y'all see? Hold up. Do y'all see the crowd that's in there? Y'all see that? The crowd was so far back, you can't even see with the camera. Oh, we're going to get into it tonight. We're gonna talk. Oh, my God. We're going to talk. This was absolutely one of the best experiences in my entire life on this
Bring
planet.
you back to the land of Israel, and then you, my people, will know that I am the Lord. I will open your graves and bring you up from them. I will put my spirit in you, and you will live and settle in your own land. Receive that prophetically, magically. And I'm going to stop now. Yes? Peace be unto you. I love you.
With his beautiful empress. Come on, come over here, girls. Let's say what's up. Come over here and say it. She's in the building.
Shout out to Blue Dream, Blue Pills Lady. You know, I'm a family man, so I love when the divine masculine and feminine gets together. Shout out to Blue Dream holding Blue Pillar down.
As the Pope of Mineral Ministries, we are standing on one of the most profound minerals on this planet. This is a quartz crystal called Stone Mountain, and we're literally standing on the center point. The geodetic center point of Stone Mountain, right here, is where we tether ourselves and screw into the earth. That's right. Of the center. This is where the volcano goes down to. So in Bakwa, which is an internal martial arts system, and I'm standing next to who we call our brother. This is the Grand Sheik, but he's also Sifu. Oos! Oos! Right? So our brother, Dr. B is not here, but he's teaching a kinesiology class. And kinesiology is about utilizing visualization. When we were at the base of the mountain, I spoke about a visualization technique. We breathed together, and I said when we get to the top of the mountain, we're going to speak life over this particular city. Come on now. And when we got to the halfway point of that mountain, we saw all of the mist arising off of the woods, because I said what? King said if you make it to the mountaintop, you look over and you see the promised land. That's right? And the promised land has been promised. So please give it up for yourself. That every one of you are worthy. Every one of you are worthy. You have achieved a monumental task. We have defied the odds just for getting up early and not being on what they call CP time. Right? But then you also hiked the mountain, and then we also did it collectively as one. They say we can't unify. This is unification. So as we continue to defy the odds, I want to introduce you to a Sifu master who will show you utilizing your mind as the greatest martial art technique that we can break generational curses. We can break whatever fictional hold that we thought that we had on us. Right? That's right. People are suffering from, you know, like, the weight of the world is on me. Put it down. Yes. Right? You cannot receive with a closed fist. Open your hands to receive. I know a lot of us are angry and you know, the way that the world has misappropriated. This is not the time for victimhood. Right? We have all volunteered to be here. So with no further ado, please give it up for the Sifu. Sharif, N.E.L. L. Bay.
Just want to remind everybody to watch out for everybody. Make sure the children are all right.
Yeah, control the perimeter.
Everybody got 15 minutes up here, every speaker, because I know some people got to get out of here and they got a certain move, so I want to make sure time is right. And let's give a round of applause for Brother Rich, Radiohead Rich. Making it happen.
Y'all see that? Yo, that's incredible. Y'all see that view? Oh my God. Y'all see, yo, that is incredible. Absolutely astounding.
All right. Peace, everybody. Peace. Really quick.
I don't have all the footage with me right now. Let me show y'all this. Give me a second, y'all. Damn, I don't even think y'all could have heard me speaking just now. Let me show y'all this real quick. Let me show you this. I don't have all the footage with me right now. Billy gave an amazing speech on mental health. I want to talk to y'all about that real quick, but I don't have the actual video on me right now. Check this out. Can y'all see this? Y'all not gonna be able to hear it. Family, this is at I need y'all to really, really put things into perspective. Hold on. This is at 5. This is at like 5:20 in the morning. Damn, this is a clip for Blue Pill Show. Y'all can't, this clip don't even do it justice, but the line, somebody actually hit me up. They say, yo, Rich, you kept saying it was gonna be like a rap concert. And I was like, yo, how does he know that? They was like, Rich, how you know it was gonna be like a rap concert? Because I am absolutely what a person will call delusional about what I believe in. And it's not just that, because I'm not saying I just say I'm just, insane or crazy. But you have to know when you have an inner feeling. I felt it. The feeling is the confirmation. I felt it deep in my heart. When y'all see me promote something the way I promote it, a lot of people say, oh, Brother Rich gets hype. And then I got hype, and I understand it. You can feel the electricity from me through the screen. But you got to understand when I'm doing that. I'm feeling something deep in my heart. And I felt it deep in my heart. And the reason why somebody may ask, why do you pick the people you pick? Why did I pick Brother Sharif or Vicky or whoever? These are the people my spirit told me to pick. And if I put the people my spirit told me to pick on there, then when I'm promoting to y'all, it's coming. It's a portal from my heart to the spirit world. So it's like it's not even me. I'm Radiohead. It's not me. I'm Radiohead. I'm the antenna. It's God's work. It's the signal straight from God. So when this happened, all praises due to the Most High. All praises due to Allah. All praises due to God. All praises due to the names we call the magnificent. You know what I'm saying? We can say the great I am. But family, it comes straight from my heart. I can feel it. It's not even, it's beyond just, I'm just trying to talk shit. That's great. Muhammad Ali talk shit, but he felt it.
Right.
All the greats before they said they were the greatest, they felt it.
That's real.
I feel this shit inside, family. So I knew with the people I brought on board, with the energy combined, I already knew what was going to happen, man. Sharif, I'm so thankful. Let me take this off the screen. For what took place this weekend, brother. You did an absolute magnificent job. Oh man, tell the people, brother Sharif.
Yes, sir.
You've been around. You're part of different organizations.
Yes,
I always told you what I like about you is you bring different perspectives. You're part of certain societies.
Yes, sir.
Seeing what you saw this weekend, what would you compare that to from what you've experienced?
Okay, so real organizations, real secret societies, real esoteric organizations are all, if they're real, they're results based.
Yes.
Period. They're results based. It ain't no sitting around pontificating about high ideas. It's results based. You and here's another thing too. I know people that never finished high school. They're some of the smartest people I know. And are highly intelligent and have learned to make use of the intelligence and put something on the ground, right? So is school useful? Yes. Are such organizations useful? Yes. Are they necessary? No. Radiohead Rich don't belong to no secret organizations, not that I know of, or esoteric organizations that I know, but guess what? He consistently produces what adepts in these circles are supposed to be able to do. Consistently. I meant years ago, I said to you, Rich, when you started having me on your shows, I said, you're a kingmaker.
You told me that, yeah.
That is what these organizations are designed to build. It's kingmakers. Rich, however it happens, either you get the laying on of hands, you go through a school, or the light of God hits you in the head and turns your head into a radio. Either way, you consistently produce the results that are needed and intended, bro. You do. Honest to you, I said it before I left. Honest to you, bro. You have tapped in not just to, we say, the gifts of the understanding of the treasures of Allah, the treasures of the Most High, and He apportions unto each one of us in a measure that seems good to Him. Our task is to find our gift and then use it. Yes. Bro, you're in full possession and knowledge of your gift, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Because that was crazy. You know what I mean? No. For real. I'm in the Uber. I'm like, I'm gonna get here early.
Yo,
like, where are all these people going this early in the morning?
Family, let me tell the story real quick, Sharif. So it's now I'm mad King Simon is not here right now because he was in the car with me and Cambada. Listen, it is 5:40 in the morning. We on the highway. What it is you're on the highway and you got to get off where I'm coming from. You get off exit 8 to go to Stone Mountain. We're getting off exit 8 and there's a line getting off the highway at 5:40 in the morning.
Promise you.
We're like, hold up. At first we're like, what the F? We're like, hold up.
Right.
So we like, yo, this is the event? Oh shit. Yo, we had to get off. We like say it's a highway, one way, two way. King Simon said, yo, because the exit from Stone Mountain is on the other side. He said, yo, there's barely anybody going to come on the other side.
Right.
So I went on the wrong side of traffic. You know, there's a one way. I got off the highway and went on the wrong side of traffic. Had two wheels on the middle thing and the other two wheels on the opposite side of traffic and skipped everybody. We like some police shit. We did some police shit. We went on the wrong side of traffic, had two wheels in the middle, just in case somebody come, I could just get back on the middle. But we skipped everybody, got to the front, pulled down our window. The brother seen it was us. He was like, oh shit, go ahead, get in front of me. He said, oh shit, Radiohead, get in front of me. Like, that's how I got it. Otherwise, I would have been on that 5:30. I don't even think I said it was gonna be like a rap concert. I don't even know if rappers could pull something off like this at 5:40 in the morning. That's why I said shout out to everybody that came. Yo,
everybody.
I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all don't understand how proud the ancestors of y'all just for showing that level of dedication, for raising your spirit. Shout out.
God bless like you. Even right now, bro. I'm getting a residual of how I felt that morning. Yes. Yo, it was hard to not have a dry face.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
Oh, that was something. And I'm gonna echo what you just said.
Yeah.
Everybody watching, thank you for coming out. Every single individual made that possible.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yes.
King, I was just telling him about, remember me, you and Cambada in the car. Remember we had to go on the wrong side of traffic?
Yes, sir. Yo, Sharif, only time I seen that was with Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, King! They take our life!
No, I'm serious.
They take our life! King, please elaborate, King!
I'm serious.
Because remember, I've been in there. I saw when I told Rich that the other side is not, because I know that mountain that everybody can't come in. I said, yo, go on the other side. I'm thinking like what we do in the minister's motorcade.
That's right, on the motorcade. That's
because
how you do it.
We fast thinking, quick moving to the modern day and time. We move. We jumping in front of that. So I said, yo, Rich, drive over that thing and let's go. He went in and he drove all the way. We kept through. They seen it was us. They let us, like Rich said, they let us in, man. I'm like, yo. I said, I was, yo, Rich, I thought it was like the Million Man March again, son.
I promise you.
But you know what's special? And like I tell people all the time, it's an honor to even be mentioned in the same breath as that man. Like I tell people all the time, I grew up in a household with my mother and my grandmother. There wasn't a man in the household, but my mother made sure she played the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the house. So he had a huge part in raising me via the tapes that she played on television or whatever. So that's why the Nation of Islam, I will forever give props and praise to y'all and what y'all have accomplished in the black community. But it's just that when the fact that we are an esoteric movement, we are a metaphysical movement, like that typically doesn't draw that much attention. Like religion would, Islam, Christianity, the major religions, but to have a black metaphysical group come out like that's amazing, y'all. Oh man,
you know, Sharif, I've had audience. Y'all know New Black Wall Street.
For sure.
I've had audience.
Yeah.
But Rich pulling it to a mountain, I ain't never pulled nothing to no mountain.
bro. That was special.
Yo, only time I seen that, like I said, is with the minister.
Yeah, you had people flying from out the country. You had people all over that was crazy, bro.
Brother from Liberia, people from all over. Shout out to everybody, the international audience, everybody who came out. Man, shout out to all of you. You know what? One thing I wanted to bring up to y'all, and I've been talking to people about this. Number one, family. Number one, this is what I want to say. As magnificent of a turnout as it was, there were so many travel delays and issues with people traveling. There would have been at least 150 more people. So many people got deterred. Mama Pill barely made it. She came an hour late because of the traveling problems. Cambada was in the airport, family, for 48 hours. 48 hours because of once that what's that meteor hit Georgia. They shut down all the. They wasn't playing.
Shut the airport down.
They was not playing in Georgia. Once the meteor hit Georgia, they wasn't playing in Georgia. They said, "Oh nope." The pilot, Cambada said the pilot was like, "I ain't flying." Nope. The pilot walked out like, "Nope, I ain't flying. I'm not doing that." So the meteor came to Georgia a day before Stone Mountain, right? Changed the whole energy, the whole vibe. Family, the rain, it rained cats and dogs the night before Stone Mountain. I was like, damn, I hope it don't rain. It cleared the air. It cleaned.
That's real.
It cleaned the atmosphere.
Yes.
I want to show. Listen, you know what I want to do? No, I'll show that later.
Yeah, I remember going to my hotel Friday night, man, and I'm like looking at lightning go sideways.
Sideways.
South for real, B.
Yeah. but this is what I want to talk about, and I definitely got to get Brother Sharif's breakdown and King Simon with the numerology, because this is something that was real. I know sometimes when we talk, y'all think we exaggerating if you weren't there, or we just making shit up or whatever. But listen, we're on the mountain, family, and I had a conversation with B-Dell. Shout out to Brother Mo. We're on the mountain, and I'm chilling there. I'm the organizer, so I got to think about things other people don't have to think about. So I'm communicating with security, and I'm very alert about everything because I have to protect everybody because it all is all going to fall on me. So I'm alert, and I'm looking around, and as I'm looking, there's bees hovering next to us.
Yep.
Like drones.
No, for real.
Like drones. Bees. Just like dragonflies. You know how like dragonflies hover? They did like that. Then they just fly up. The bees were acting highly unusual. Highly unusual. Yeah. The whole time we were out there. Yeah. Speakers was there. Bees come right in front of the speaker, just hover there, then just leave. I don't know. Because at first I called B-Dell. I was like, yo, B, because people was calling me like, yo, what was up with the bees? At first, my mom said, yo, well, maybe those was drones. B-Dell said, nah, we did that. B-Dell said, those wasn't no joke. B-Dell said, Rich, we ain't giving them that much credit. B-Dell said, we ain't giving them no credit. That's us. He was talking about, and I don't know how to get scientific, but B-Dell started talking about the magnetic
that's true.
And the aura and the aroma and all this and that. And so I know you know how to break all that down, Brother Sharif. But what happened with the bees?
It's real simple. I mean, and these are things that are easily researched, right? Yeah. The human beings in general only see a small sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum, right? Only a small sliver, right? And, that's between ultraviolet and infrared. Okay. Now the work of masterminds is to expand that perception, sure, but Other animals see a wider spectrum.
Right.
Understand? You know, just like how you can learn to see auras, see the human aura. To them, this is old hat. So when you got people coming together on top of a big, gigantic crystal, all with the same vibration, and this vibration was what, people? What we call the first principle, and that's love. Right. It creates its own energetic geometry, and just like birds can orient themselves south for the winter, based on the magnetic changes, because they can literally see the magnetic fields. The bees can do the same. So we were creating a magnetic anomaly by our presence and the mass of the presence under one thought, and that was love. Bro. Simple.
That's right.
Simple. Excellent. Wow. That's it. The bees, you're basically saying the bees felt that energetic vibration of love.
And the birds. Don't forget the birds.
And the birds.
Oh, the doves. Yeah. Please, King. Yo, we're not making this up. Yo, family, I promise you. I know somebody got footage of this. I know it. But go ahead, King.
Yo, man, the birds was flying in unison over us and all that. There was a drone over there, and I asked you, do you know?
Yeah, remember, I know you're right, exactly.
The drones.
You know, but then when we seen the birds, matter of fact, the birds almost ran right into it. They swarmed they went right through it, and they kept on going. But the birds were the ones, man. And, you know, it was, remember, which movie was that where they said you got to pay attention to the bees? Which movie was that? Recent movie. Was it, I forgot what it is. I forgot the movie, but it's one of those series that they had on. But we kept on seeing the unification of the birds, the bees, and everything else going on.
Everything else.
Everything on. And so that vibration of the day, remember down on the mountain, I said this is the number 7 universal day.
Yep.
Spiritual. Everything was spiritual, man.
Yep.
Everything was deeply energetic, like my man said, Brother Sharif, and everything was deeply spiritual, man. So
it was.
Even if we don't understand it, I might not be able to break it down mathematically and all.
But we experienced it.
That's all we needed to do. Experience it. Because I was breaking down the word mountain in numerology is 33. It's the Christ consciousness energy. So in the Chaldean system, the word climbing in Chaldean is 22. So just taking that chance to climb a mountain, it causes risk. It's potential risk at it. It's potential, all types of things.
The climb was an initiation.
Exactly. Like a master number portal. And when you add 22 and 33, it equals 55. And 55 is the number of adventure. It's the number of taking risk. Some people wanted to give up on the mountain. Some people wanted to sit down. I mean, we seen Brother Sharif sitting down with the sister. I said, Sharif, you all right?
Yo, let me tell you. Hold on. Shout out to Red Pill.
Hold up real quick, Sharif, Top Cats. Hold up real quick. Top Cats, come on the live, Top Cats.
For sure.
I'm sharing the link. This ain't for y'all right now, family. I don't want to be disrespectful, but this link is just for Top Cats. Top Cats, I just shared the link in the chat. Click on the link and come on the show, Top Cats. This link is just for Top Cats right now. We may get to we may talk to a couple of people who was there a little later.
The cigar chief. That's right.
Yo, Sharif, did you try your cigar yet?
Oh, I didn't yet, bro. I didn't. But listen, I had to say this real quick. Shout out to Red Pill, man, yesterday. Yo, listen, he told him, because that when King Simon, when you saw me sitting down, word is born. I was like, yo, I really got to take a rest. Now, I train fighters. I know. You know, I'm in decent shape for an old man. Man, that mountain is something else.
Yeah.
I was sitting down. I said, man, let me get my second win, man. I'm getting my second win. Man, it must have been like 3 elderly sisters, probably in their 70s, walking by like it was nothing.
Walk right by.
And then, yo, hold on.
Walk right by.
Worse than that, they had me lives out. Oh, brother, you good? I'm like, oh, hell
yep,
nah.
They put you on the live. Yep.
I was like, nah. I'm gonna do it.
Sharif, they had the phone on you.
Yo, put me on
blast.
Put me on Summer Jam. You hear me?
Yo, the elders family. Yo, shout out to the elders who came.
Yes.
If there's any elders in the chat who was there, let me know.
For real.
And I'm gonna send the link for y'all. But the elders get busy with this
What?
mountain climb.
What?
Elders, they not playing. They're dedicated in their mind, Sharif. That's everything to them.
Yeah.
It's everything. They can
Yeah.
leave this realm, and they will tell the people in another realm they climbed that mountain on Stone Mountain.
Exactly.
It means everything to them. Shout out to all the elders. Yeah.
The elders, because that was the thing. I'm sitting there like sucking wind, like shaking my legs, like, yo, let's get this life back in these legs, right? I ain't walking, they elderly, bro.
Yo.
All you seen was, to your point, Brother Rich, on a serious note, they walking and they were focused.
Yep.
No, it was like, it was almost like semi-trance for them. They were focused, bro. I said, y'all are not showing me up. I'm sorry.
Real quick, B-Dell, click on that link. B-Dell, you in the chat. B-Dell, I know you was traveling. I didn't want to bother you with the show. So that's why I hit you up, because I know you stayed. Red had you up. Red Pill had B-Dell up all night. Red Pill is a party animal. Listen, y'all. Red Pill is a party animal. If you come into town, Red Pill will have you up to 7 a.m.
Yo.
Ladies, gentlemen, be careful if you're running a Red Pill.
That is an actual fact.
The party animal of the conscious community.
Yo.
B-Dell, click on the link. I ain't gonna bother you.
Yo.
Link though, B-Dell.
Yo, New Diamond said they was up until 4 o'clock.
That's Red.
They went from one place to the ice cream, a vegan ice cream, a donut shop. They said, I'm like, what the hell?
Red will have you up all night. Night.
But those elders, there was one elder that didn't even want to be helped. One of the sisters at the Melanin Monday said that. One sister, the lady didn't even want to be helped. Wow. She said, man, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Yo, there were sisters walking up the mountain
with babies
on their back.
Babies.
Yeah, with their babies
barefoot.
on them.
Hold up.
Yo,
barefoot.
Walk by with a
Barefooted. Barefooted. Oh, yeah. It was, man. You all right, Brother Sharif?
Yo, I don't want people to see it.
Man, it's real, man.
Good, man. Yo.
Wow.
Yo, it was fire.
Wow.
Oh, man. Let me see. Yeah. What y'all talking about in the chat? Shout out to everybody. Like I said, everybody who made it from the chat. Their family. We're just super elated. One thing, what I want to talk about real quick also, that was real important. When shout out to Billy Carson.
Yeah,
absolutely. He talked about men's mental health, and it being Men's Mental Health Month. Yeah. And I think that is something. And King Simon gave a testimony after that. Yeah. That's something that gets overlooked is a man's mental health. And I heard, it's so bad that we make jokes out of it to prevent from being sad about it. So Chris Rock will say things like, the only people that gets cared about is women, children, and dogs.
Dogs, animals, yep.
A lot of people feel like men are only cared about if they are able to provide. So, listen, at the end of the day, listen, now, and this is some real shit. At the end of the day, it appears in this world with a lot of men, and a lot of times we feel like this. And this is just a conversation that must be had. After your mother, you don't get unconditional love after that. So you may get unconditional love from your mother. After that, nigga, you got to provide. You got to do something. You got to do something to get. It's conditional after that. Wow. Your mother, you could be whatever. But after that, the level of your ability to provide is the level at which you get loved by children and women, because you are the provider and the protector. And we live in a society where it may be hard for a lot of brothers to provide. They may not be tapped into a certain energy. Like me, give an example, and I'm not trying to just talk about me. King Simon to tell me, yo, Rich, you a money number. I know how to make money in this realm. That's one thing I know how to do, because that's part of my energy signature. So, but what if in this realm you don't even give a F about money? And there's nothing wrong with that. What if you just like, honestly, I don't care about making money. Right. But because of that, nobody cares about you. Women don't love you. This person don't love. So it could get tough on brothers who aren't after the bag like that. So, and that's just one aspect. That's one small aspect of men's health, men's mental health. But there's so many aspects of it. But I know being a provider is a large part of a man's mental health
This is
because
true.
you're looked at in a way that nobody else is looked at as, and nobody asks you if you're right until it's too late. Until you're in a hospital, until you go crazy, until you shoot something, until you do something stupid. Then they're like, "Yo, what happened? What's wrong? Are you
Right.
okay?" But yeah, just wanted to bring it up. But any of y'all wanted to add on that?
I definitely want to touch on
Yeah,
that. And I'm sure both you and King Simon can relate. And matter of fact, any quote unquote melanated man can relate to this. We ourselves have swallowed that poison to the point where we make it normal for us. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all grew up the same way, blood before tears. You know what I'm saying? And just eat that. You just eat it and just accept it for what it is. And so you end up with overtly passive men who give up on their birthright to protect and preserve and provide. Or two, those that say, nah, I'm gonna go hard body with it and sacrifice my principles in the process.
Yeah.
So now I'm the D boy. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm the and that's what we have. That's what we have. That's what we have. You know, and it puts us in a very, very depressing place. But we've accepted it, so we don't take it as depressing until we meet what Brother Rich said, that crash out point when you crash out.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And this has to be addressed, and in large part, it's because of us being on the bottom of the social status rung in American society, which is overtly capitalist. So that's how everything is judged.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's how everything is judged. And we at the bottom in terms of just social status overall. We at the bottom. So we're measuring ourselves with something that, you know, and the rest of the world measures us by that standard.
Yeah.
Including each other.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't nothing. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You're not nothing. You ain't got no, you're not chasing the bag. What are you? That's what makes a man.
You know, let me, and I wanna, cause you know, this comment right here, and it's funny. This comment is made by a person called I Am Cosmic Energy. A woman named I Am Cosmic Energy said men don't want to be men in today's society, and I don't think that's true at all. And I understand the frustrations, from both women and men because we're both criticizing each other for what each other's doing. But I don't think that's true. But I want first of all, that's a generalized statement, and you're making that on a platform for a man who wants to be a man, which is me, King Simon, and Sharif. So you're making that statement on the platform with three brothers that's on the platform who's being men on the platform. So that right there makes your statement not true. But what do you want to? But I understand the frustration with men and women. Do you want to comment on it? Because this is a real. I don't want to have a fake conversation. This makes the conversation more real. So would you like to comment on this comment?
Yeah, you want to do it, Sharif, or you want me to?
I'll say I would love to hear from you, King Simon, but I'll say this real quick.
Yeah.
Right? Any of us, we're men, right? Or just period, just being responsible. You make a statement, a statement such as, you know, an assessment.
Yeah.
For it to be taken seriously, you have to first qualify yourself. You must be qualified to make the statement. So the question I would ask before I could even get it further into the conversation, if I were speaking to this sister, would be, well, what, in your opinion, constitutes manhood?
That's right.
This is not isolated, and I don't want to single the sister out.
Right.
This is a general conversation that's being. So just like this sister here said, Rich, this generation of most men are not men. I agree. So this is like a conversation that's being had with a lot of women where they feel like, damn, he ain't like my granddaddy, or he ain't like my great granddaddy, or my damn, these dudes is different these days. So this is a real conversation that's taking place. It wasn't just a single that sister out.
Correct.
It feels that way. This one, and I'm sure a couple of more will comment as well. But go ahead, y'all.
Now, I'll end with just this, you know, on the initial response is that I can definitely admit to the truth of that. I can admit, but it's not because we don't want to be. It's not because we don't want to be. Okay? And that's not shifting blame off of us either when I make that statement as well. We all need patterns in life. Men and women need a pattern in life. And we need a proper pattern. You see what I'm saying? But we have to, you can't expect someone to perform when they don't know. And the hardest thing to do is to give somebody something they think they already got.
That's right.
See?
That's right.
How many men or women would admit they don't know what manhood or womanhood is? Who will admit it? Who's that honest? Because if collectively we knew, this wouldn't be a conversation.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
And it's interesting because when I was young, my mother threw my father out of the house. So by the time I reached 15, 16, I'm looking for male figures to find. I could have either gone to the gang. I decided to go to the 5%, striving to be a man.
That's right.
So this generation you're talking about was raised by women.
Ooh.
And none of y'all want to hear that. None of y'all want to hear it. My mother and sister was in that house. I couldn't take too much of that feminine energy no more because she threw my father out. For whatever he did, he wanted to come back. She didn't want him back. He wanted to prove himself. She didn't want him back. So I had to go and find men to be around so I could learn to be a man. So instead of joining the Savage Skulls or the Baby Skulls or the Jolly Stompers back in the day, I might be dating myself.
I'm familiar, brother. I'm familiar.
I went to the 5% Nation. I went to the Ansar Allah community. I went to the Nation of Islam to find men doing men work.
Yeah.
So when you generalize, you got to be very careful about general because you don't know every man out there. And again, it says statistically that this quote unquote generation has been raised by women. So who is really raising those men who don't want to be men, and who are they acting like? Their mama. Ooh. And nobody want to hear that when they hear Phil Valentine talk about it or Dr. Africa talk about it. He wrote the book called The Wounded Womb, and our dear sister had to write a book called Sacred Womb, Sacred Woman, because they had to heal the wound. Dr. Khalid told Dr. Valentine, yo, you should write The Persecuted Penis. Dr. Khalid told him to write that.
Ouch.
So if you think, and it's not about blaming women, if you're going to throw the men out, or if the agenda was to put us out of the house or put men out of the house after the wartime and all of that time from World War II, III, and IV, World War II and III, then what do you think? Who's raising these men to be women? Or acting like these men that you're saying that most of them are not men? That don't make sense because you're not studying the deeper history of this. I'm old enough to know that history at 58 years of age.
Come on now.
I ran away at 16. And where did I run to first, Sharif and Rich? I ran to Jamaica to hang out with my grandfather who was 80 or was 70-something years of age to get some manhood because he raised his daughters, 3 of his daughters, by himself in Jamaica with my private sister because my grandmother didn't want to keep the children. So she gave him, every time she gave birth, she gave it to him and he took care of her. Wow. So I come from a different cut cloth of maroons and Arawak. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
You know what with that being said, I want to give props. I want to take this time. A lot of people are asking me about the event and they're giving me props about putting together the event. And we're talking about men and men not being men, some men being men. This is a real conversation. And I know it makes some people uncomfortable. And we want to act like it doesn't exist, but it exists. Just like when we criticize women, that makes a lot of women uncomfortable. And they want to act like that doesn't happen. But, these are conversations that must be had. But I want to say, just to end this particular topic, I want to give props to 2 men who aren't perfect, who publicly went through what they went through, but there would be no Rich without them. 2 men who went through and they weren't, because we have fathers and then we have the community, and the community is an extension of our fathers and mothers, and they influence us. So my extension, and I came into this community, I watch videos just like anybody in this crowd. I'm 19, 20 years old. I want to give props to Sarnetta. We all know he's not perfect.
Right.
And I want to give props to brother Shabazz.
Oh yeah.
And what's interesting about me is that King Simon, usually people are cool with Sarnetta because they had this beef back in the day that a lot of people don't know about.
Right.
Usually people are cool with Sarnetta. You either cool with Sarnetta or you cool with Shabazz.
Yep.
I got real cool with both of them.
Yep.
I got real cool with Sarnetta in Harlem. And then when I was working in Brooklyn, I got real cool with Shabazz. Shabazz allowed me to film for him. I was Shabazz's cameraman in 2006. I'm about 2009, 2010. I was his cameraman at Long Island University, and he would allow me to film Bobby Hammond,
Right.
Dr. Delbert Blair, Dr. Africa, Jude Prukum. And this is how I'm soaking up game.
Yep.
This is how I'm soaking up experience, y'all. Sarnetta would allow me to do certain things, film with him. He would allow me to sell his videos that he paid for, he produced, so I could make a living. He would allow me to do that. So I'm soaking up game and learning experience from these two gentlemen, and I didn't have a father figure. So learning that from them, seeing how hard Sarnetta worked as a man outside, whether we liked, and I always say Sarnetta got some shitty qualities about him, real shitty. I always say that all the time, but I can never deny the fact that I wouldn't be here without his help. He gave me the courage to do what I do. So I can never deny that. And that's my brother at the end of the day. So I never talk bad about him. I just know who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But shout out to Sarnetta. And I wouldn't be who I was without that community extension, that extension of the community. So we got to keep in mind, family, and I want all men just to end this particular topic right here. Although, and what Billy said was important about men's mental health, and I want men to keep this in mind. Although we may not have fathers at home the way we want to, you may be a father figure to a young man out there, and then you don't even know it.
You don't even know.
Probably didn't know. Shabazz probably didn't know. Him letting me film for him was impacting my next 15 years. Now I'm gonna grow up. I'm 23 at the time. I'm gonna grow up and be one of the greatest brothers in the community. I'm gonna have one of the biggest impacts ever. I have one of the biggest Stone Mountain gatherings ever. They don't know this. They're just like, all right, come film for me. You know what I'm saying? They're like 18 years older than me, 19, 20, something like that. But shout out to Sarnetta, shout out to Shabazz for showing me the ropes, giving me the game, allowing me to get experience, and allowing me to see both of those brothers. They're family men. They're with their family, brother Shabazz, brother Sarnetta, and all of that went into my subconscious seeing that. And that was inspiring to me. So shout out to those two brothers. And when you see Brother Rich doing what he do, family, on Stone Mountain, gathering the masses, 90 the Godfest, or whatever I do, those two brothers played a huge role in influencing me. And although I didn't have a father, there's an extension, there's a community, and we all have to help each other.
Rich, could I say something really quick to this point? Like that's big, bro. What you and King Simon just said now, like, it's almost brought tears to my eyes because I know my own personal experience. And I just want to say this to the audience listening. We, men and women, us, melanated women, men and women in America, have been weaponized against each other. We all, it took me a long time to even start to get it right when it came to manhood.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, especially I want to say to our sisters, we need you all, man. Yeah. Listen,
we still learning.
When you see us slip, just understand we have the risk of under a weaponized system. We had to risk our lives just to get examples of manhood.
That's right. They don't know that deep part, Kim.
We had to risk our lives. So, we're trying. That's the best way I could say. Give us the credit for trying.
And Rich, my father said, I had met with my mother and father, my sister and I, and he said, him and my mother said, we was hands-on trying to raise our children. They didn't know nothing because their parents didn't teach them. And sometimes these cycles keep on going. So when you fix your text or fix your mouth, please.
Yeah.
Women are supposed to be the most empathetic. But there's a thing called ACE that my man Dante Nero always says. Accountability, credibility, and empathy is very important.
Yeah.
Accountability, credibility, and empathy. And if you're not willing to do the deep research of why men are not being men in this day and time, and what men tried to go through, I went through 3 marriages because of me not seeing my family staying together. Only 2 or 3 family members stayed together in my family. My uncle had 12 children with my aunt. 12 children, they stayed together. I had cousins there and might have another aunt there, but 3 of them out of everybody that is not staying together. So when you see those cycles, you try to break those cycles. So you got to recognize that a lot of men and women develop accountability issues, or they develop abandonment issues. They can't even hold a relationship. Because this is a process. Dr. Valentine says being a man and a woman is an experience. It's not a job description.
That's a fact.
That's the problem We're not experiencing ourselves as men and women because there's another agenda around us. And all of us, most of us are being remotely controlled by some bigger agenda. That's how Dr. Khalid said that.
That's a fact.
Back in the day. So you got to look. Even Dr. Khalid wasn't perfect, man.
No.
None of us are perfect. We perfect breathing. We perfect walking. We got perfect skin. But something in us there's an imperfection. That's why the Quran says we was created perfect, but yet imperfect.
Imperfect. There you go.
All of us, not just one man, woman, man. It's man and woman. So we got to look at our imperfections and try to help heal each other and be better, because healing is a process. And like Ian Levan Zahn says, the solution and the problem is in the same room.
Yeah. Listen, that's what we saw on top of that mountain.
That's what we saw on top of the mountain.
The solution and the problem and the solution all in the same room, working it out.
And if you're wondering why, somebody may say, oh man, why they having this conversation in the middle of talking about the mountain, right? The thing is, family, this is like I want y'all to be honest. I want us to all be honest and transparent. Yeah. If we're ever going to talk about having a community, these type of conversations need to be had.
Absolutely.
And we can't, and you may think that you may come for a weekend, family. Then this is real. Hold up. You may come for a weekend and think it's heaven, right? But if we're around each other for 365 days, will we still feel that way about each other 365 days later? Will you still look at me and I still look at you and we look at each other the same way if we're around each other just for 3 simple years? And what happens is often the representative of a person shows up for the first 90 days. This is what a job gives you, 90 days. And then they say, eventually, the real person is going to show up on the job. So I'm going to give him 90 whole days, and they won't be able to last with that representative. The jobs know what they're doing. So they put you on probation for 90 days because they know the real you might pop out.
For sure.
So you may come for a weekend, Stone Mountain, and think it's heaven on earth. That's mostly everybody's representative, and it's beautiful. But what I'm saying is we got internal issues that we have to deal with, and there's nothing wrong with having real conversation, because if we ever want to, if Brother Rich ever say, yo, you know what, I got land out here, and I want us to build something in Georgia. Yeah. And we never had a real conversation. Don't y'all think before y'all get in a relationship with somebody, y'all should have a real conversation? Hey, do you have children? Hey, this, hey, that. You should ask a lot of questions.
That's right. That's right.
So we want to skip so many steps to community building. We want to skip all the steps and just jump to this utopia, and it don't work like that, family. So I just want to talk to y'all, and somebody brought it up about real conversation that must be had. And that's
what love really is.
Yeah.
True love.
Yeah.
Right.
When you have the strength to have such conversations, because you want to see this become legacy.
Exactly.
Right. Not a feel-good session for a weekend.
Exactly.
Rich, can I read something out of my book real quick?
Oh yeah, you can. Yes, sir.
New motivation for mental stability, a new motivational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. I wrote this because of a labor of love. Two of my friends took their life, unalived themselves because they wasn't willing to open up and talk. But one man, one female. And I said in my book on page 38, I said, there are many hurt people in this world, and everyone is not going to be healed. Letting go of hurt is a process, and there is no way around it. But those that can be helped must be open to the healing process. Many of us are good actors, but eventually the pain will show itself in other areas of life. No matter how hard we try to keep it a secret, some form of therapy must take place in order to heal from the cycle of hurt, endure, and the passed down from generation to generation. Releasing the pain of hurt can be a very tedious process, but it is a procedure that is needed in order to heal and maintain mental stability.
Yo, brother King Simon, first and foremost, I'm buying the book. But secondly, no, where's Mom? But no, for real. What you just said, what you just read out of there, like hit something really, really, really deep. And I'm going to share it because I know you both can relate. What a lot of the people watching see in Brother Rich, in you, in me. Oh, Brother Sharif, your research is this. And Brother Sharif, you're this. And the way you teach is this. And da-da-da-da. Praise the God for that. But make no mistake, this is a result of having to medicate a lot of pain.
Yeah.
A lot of it. And this became a personal outlet for me to be creative. You know, it was my anti-crash out button.
Right.
Because we could have easily turned it, man. In early years, I was turned in another direction.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, it's
and you know, so Sharif, I used to hear Dr. Sebi says, I healers need healing, and he says, I need healing. Even Sebi, and I wrote that in my book. I said, there's an old saying, hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people.
And that is true. But however, opposite is also true. Healed people heals
people.
I put that in my book. And then Dr. Africa told me he was a psychiatrist for 13 years. Psychiatrists that you are even going to for therapy, they have to talk themselves down on a weekly level because they're taking in all what you're giving them.
How about that?
Dr. Africa told me this in his house. I wrote that in my book on that same page. I told the story because we was in his living room and he said it. So even he was going through it.
Right.
So you don't know what men are going through, even real men from that time until now, even these young brothers that are going through because even their mothers are sick and the fathers are sick and people getting sick and they're not doing any therapy, no work on helping. Like Professor Griff said, it is not a one-day event. It is a process to get better, male and female. We got to get better.
That's a fact, bro.
That's it.
I think, and one of the things I feel, you know, and I want to get some questions or people who went to the event. I want to talk to the family and the audience. But I feel, let me say this.
Right.
Everything we're talking about, we started out with the event. Then the conversation got real. We talked about how we got to have these real conversations because it ain't fairyland or whatever you want to talk about. And we may love each other for a weekend, but how can we sustain this feeling over a long period of time? And the reason, if you notice, a lot of family members, you have to love them from a distance.
Yeah.
A lot of family members, because if you ever get close up on certain family members, that relationship is going to die. It's over. So a lot of people you love in your life, family members, you got to separate yourself and love them from a distance.
Right.
So what we got to figure out, family, is it doesn't have to be us, but how do you begin to love somebody up close? Because other than that, we're just going to continue to love each other from a distance. So these are just conversations that must be had, have to be had, and will be had, because we will go to the golden age, whether some people like it or not. But one thing I want to say that I said on King Simon's show that I want to stress to the family is that in terms of maintaining long relationships, And it's not just with your woman or your man. It could be your friendship or whatever. And you have to have a sense of intuition so you know when to draw the line on that. And people without intuition probably don't know how to draw the line. So this advice wouldn't apply to them. So this is why I tell people the importance of having an intuition. But there's going to be years or there's going to be time periods with your relationships where you go through a toxic period.
Yep.
It's friendships, whether it's relationships or whatever. You're not going to have a relationship with somebody for 15 years and not experience nothing, no turbulence. It just don't happen like that, especially if it's real. And this is the fairy tale the new age community is putting in people's head. So when it happens, we're telling each other, they're a narcissist, they're toxic, I can't, and motherfuckers is lonely. You know and then when you're lonely, you're coming up with some reason why you're lonely. Oh, I'm lonely because of this statistic, or because you're lonely because you don't know how to navigate. Stop bullshitting and blaming a statistic or some shit like that.
Got it.
He did this. Oh, that's. But I'm saying that at the same time using saying you have to have a level of intuition. You have to know where to draw the line. But what I'm saying is that, listen, family, everything ain't gonna be all love and light.
That's right.
Don't fall for the new age movement, positivity, and I'm as positive. I'm Mr. Hermetica. Nigga, I'm Mercury, nigga. I am Mercury. I'm a number 8. I'm a Virgo. I am Mercury. All right? I know about Hermeticism, nigga. I didn't study it. I was born into numbers. They said Tahuti's favorite number was 8. I was born into this shit. It's in me, not on me. It's in me. So don't tell I didn't learn it. I was born with it.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, listen, family, we have to get rid. How you think our grandparents, our great grandparents, if we want to get back to that era, we got to understand that you may go through some things with people, and I'm not saying to withstand an extreme amount of abuse, but what I'm saying is that relationships can get turbulent at times, and we need to have many more conversations off camera. I don't even want to continue to talk on camera about this. I want to have this conversation in person with a group of people who's really, really dedicated to this. So I don't even want to talk about this no more on camera. We'll figure out a way to have this conversation in person for people who's serious. But before we move on, do y'all want to say something?
Man, I just want to say, family, that again, it's not bashing or beating up on women. Like a lot of y'all like to dog out my brother Phil Valentine, but I'm telling you, what he said 20, 30 years ago is coming to fruition today. Yeah. Today. It's just that he still got that hardcore Trinidadian family type values from his father that comes up. And I'm more a little softer with it, and I'm flexible more because I've been between a lot of this stuff. Right. And I've been in all these major organizations, and no, they're not utopic at all. We've had arguments in the nation. When I was in the nation with disagreements the minister had to step in and to help people to make Khalid and Conrad work it out. I've had fights, and even in the Ansar, that if you had a disagreement with a brother, we will go in the basement and have to thug it out.
Now.
And if you knock me out, if I knock you out, we get up, pick him back up, and give him a hug, and let's go out there and go make this money. Even in the 5%, we used to get beat down for not knowing our lessons. Universal beat down. You know what I'm saying? So we had to learn our lessons. So you got to understand, to make a man, Dr. Minister Farrakhan used to talk about how to make a God. Those were some of the ways that we had to do to make a God.
Right.
Top Cat, the link is in the chat. Go ahead,
come on in, Rick. But thank you, Brother Rich, for this space. And you're right, we should talk it behind. That's why I don't like to talk online. I like to call people online, or let's set up something private. Let's do the dark matter think tanks again. Let's go back in the dark, like Bill used to
DMT. That's right.
Let's deal with it in the dark.
Yeah.
And please.
I want to say to your point, King Simon, that's what I want to add to that as well.
Yes, sir.
The organizations.
Yes.
We're talking about nation building, no matter what. We're talking about nation building. And it begins with who? Men and women, and how they relate to each other. how it begins. The organizations train us that way because, as Brother King Simon said, I want to share with all of you who've never been a part of them. The Moorish Science Symbol of America ain't no different. They're meat grinders.
Yeah.
They're not utopias.
That's right.
They're meat grinders.
That's right. Meat grinders.
You either swim or sink.
That's the truth.
But that's what makes men.
Yes, sir.
That's what makes men. See what I'm saying?
That's true.
And what I mean by swim or sink is you either endure to the end or you wash out.
Or you become something else after you leave them.
There you go.
Because I had to leave a lot of these organizations because I knew I can shine a little way differently. So I wouldn't be doing all these conscious events to pull all these Muslims and everybody back in the day. And if Rich would have joined an organization, they try to stagnate us.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They'll try to stagnate our powers, man. As soon as I left that community, I'm on radio. I'm singing reggae. I'm on shows with Buju.
But you know what? But you know what, King Simon?
Yeah.
That means that the organization did exactly what it needed to do for King Simon.
To make me, that's it. That's all I needed from them. Exactly. That's why I was only in there for a few years.
There's a difference between an organization and the movement.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The organization populates the movement.
Exactly. And that's why when I went back into the club life to do it, I didn't have to smoke. I didn't have to drink. I didn't have to.
How about that?
Because I had the discipline. I still had my general orders in my pocket all the time.
Charge my post at Old Temple.
I always have my general
orders. Not quit my post until properly.
Exactly.
You're talking old school. You're talking OG knowledge now.
But that's why at the comedy show, you know, my man, the guy that they had doing a poetry jam was out there. Yo, he said, "Word is born." I said, "Yo, you really don't know what that means." I said, "The lesson says, my word is born, and born is life, and I shall give my life before my word shall fail."
That's right.
That's what we was talking.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Yeah,
that's powerful. Yeah. So, fam, this is what I'm talking about. Like, everybody, when's the next one, Rich? I don't want us to get high. I don't want it just to be like a drug, family. Exactly. I don't want these meetings to be just like a drug.
A shroom episode.
You get a shroom episode or a shot of dopamine or whatever. Where Rich got another one. Oh, that felt good. Like, I want it to be genuine, but in order for it to be genuine, we got to have genuine, uncomfortable conversations. I appreciate and love all of y'all and what y'all. I know all of us bring unique things to the realm, and I just feel like we'll get there. But real things have to be said, and sometimes we're going to have to meet outside of the camera to have certain conversations. But regardless, shout out to everybody who made it there. It was absolutely beautiful. I have no doubt. I will say this, family.
Right.
To wrap up that segment, I have no doubt it's already written. Sharif said something the last show we did. He said, what you said about, isn't it a pleasure knowing how it ends? What did you say?
Yeah. You asked about
what you said?
The current upheaval and everything going on we're seeing. You said, what you think about it? I said, it's a blessing to know how it all ends.
So, family, listen, if we all know how it ends, how can you take any of this shit personal?
Can't.
So when I do what I do, I don't take nothing nobody says personal. Right. So one thing Legendary Top Cat said, he said, Brother Rich united the tribes. One tribe may say this, one tribe may say that, one tribe may. I'm not taking none personal. I know everybody with their amount of information that they're privy to, they are coming from doing the best they could do with it.
Right.
And there's something on the internet where there's like a shape right here. And depending on if you're standing here, or here,
it looks different.
You see it looks different.
Perspective.
So we're different places in life. So life looks different.
Right.
But it's the same shape, but it just may look different. I get that. I understand that. So I understand the Moors. I understand the Hebrew Israelites. I understand all of us, brother. And if at least this is the requirement with Brother Rich. And people may disagree with who I pick to go on my channel, but I feel as though I look for people who have a good heart. And people may say, like some people may say, Billy Carson's an agent. I don't feel like Billy Carson's the agent. No. That's just my heart and how I feel. Right. And I pick people who come from their heart, whether and got something to offer to the people, whether I may be in total agree. You're never going to agree with someone. I don't agree with anybody 100%, not even my mama. So you're never going to agree with somebody 100%. Right. But let's do this, family. I swear, like Brother Sharif said, we know how this ends.
We know how it ends. It ends in our favor, people.
There's no reason to take this personal the way we do. Let's get lighthearted about it. I know we talking about the man-woman thing, and that's the oldest war they said on the planet. But let's lighten up about it. We got this, family. Yo, Top Cat, you there, my brother? Is Top Cat's there?
I don't know. He ain't turned on yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Brother Rich.
Yo, that brother is big Texas energy. You hear me?
What you said, Sharif?
I said that brother is big Texas energy.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
He came in trapping out the trunk. He had shirts and shit, books. He had his trunk open.
Yo, he got word is born. He got real Pimp C energy.
Yeah. Truly,
I love it.
Truly,
he remind me of Birdman. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, all that.
Remind me of Birdman, hardcore. But he born the same day as I said the Duke of Tears, which is crazy.
Day,
wow.
March the 22nd. Yeah,
that's
crazy. And you know, back in the day, Isaiah came out with his own flair, his own style, everything. We thought he was the prince of consciousness.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
What's
up? What's up, radio? Peace, Sharif.
Yep.
Oh man, I still
you gotta come on the camera. This ain't something to the channel, man. You gotta come
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You gotta come. Where you at, Top Cat? Yo, Top
Give
Cat.
me 2 minutes. Here I come.
He'd be like Q Reeves. Q Reeves would be in the damn hot tub with you. What up, son? What up?
I need to put a shirt on. My bad.
I like when Q Reeves be coming with the hot tub. Like, yo, what up, man? Yo,
in here. It's a lot being on camera all the time, so I get it.
Yeah,
it's a lot being on. Yo, Top Cats, why you putting on your shirt and all that? Talk to the people about what happened this weekend. How was your experience this weekend, my brother?
He went to put on his shirt, so let him get his first
shirt.
He gonna come back.
I thought he was still on there.
Yeah, you gotta put on his shirt. But yo, man,
we having a good time, yo.
It was a good time, yo. From the time we seen that long ass car ride, man, that car line going into the park, that was it. For me, that was it. I was like, okay.
Top Cats gave me the hold on. Let me put my.
Oh yeah, he gave you the big Indian.
Yo, those are mean too. I love those. Those are mean.
Yeah, baby.
Big Chief University.
Chief University.
Big Chief University. Shout out to Top Cats.
Yeah.
Shout out to Top Cats. These is fire. All right, my brother. Make sure y'all go cop them. I think they on the brother's website. But shout out to the brother Top Cats right there. Sharif, man, let me ask you.
Sure.
So we climbed the mountain.
Yeah.
What did you think was the people's reaction? How was the people? Like I said, we all got different lenses that we're viewing this thing. How, from what you've seen, how was the family enjoying it? A lot of people, 90% of the people's from out of town.
Brother,
how was the people enjoying it, Sharif? From what you see,
brother, I know. Listen, I had a workshop I had to do right after that, right at 1 p.m. and. Shout out to Red Pill. Red Pill kept me on task. It wasn't even his event. His event was the following day. Yeah. Bro, it was nobody wanted to leave the top of the mountain. Like, we're like, okay, it's over, we gone. No, they was like, nah, no, we not.
They was loving it. I know.
It was like when I went to Challenge of the Masters last year, or Gathering of the Masters last year, right? And the energy was that love energy was so positive and so heavy that people were scared to leave. They thought it was going to disappear, like you know what I'm saying? Like Cinderella's chariot or something at 12 noon. Yeah, they felt like we don't want to leave because if we leave, then the feeling's going to be gone. No, you take a piece of it with you.
Exactly.
But that was the feeling at the moment. It's like, nah, I'm staying on top of this mountain for a second, soak all this up. It was very tangible, you know. It was and that's what it means. We are believing a practical spirituality. That was spirituality in practice.
Woo! There you go.
You ain't got to be part of a spiritual school or whatever to have experienced that. There were people just spontaneously crying, laughing, yelling, screaming out. You know what I'm saying? There were spontaneous healings happening on that mountain.
No, facts. Facts.
You hear me? All you had to do was just be there.
Man, big up to the children and their parents. The children.
What?
Big up to Jeff. His son, man, was all over the place. And although he was all over the place, Jeff from athletics, man, big up to him. Although he was all over the place, he was listening.
Yes,
and that's what it takes. And sometimes they all over, they on their iPad, they some still playing something. They still listening. Because I remember when I was younger and I used to be, when I joined Islam and I went to my parents' house, 6-year-old, my cousin, he was 6 years old. And then when he reached 18, he said, yo, I remember when you used to come in with affairs and all that. You know, can you send me some books?
Wow.
He was listening to me at 6. And they was playing. They was just playing, but you never know what you're saying around these children. So be very mindful. Bring them to those places and let them see.
Yo, there were 2 young brothers that came up to me on our way up the mountain. And the brother gave me a hug out of nowhere, a young brother. He was like, yo.
Yep.
Yo, I need you to keep doing what you're doing, and da-da-da-da-da, we got you, and blah, blah. Yep. And I'm looking at this guy, and in my head, I'm like, yo, he's younger than my son.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's younger than my son. I ain't never met this man in my life.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You know, right, and what it said to me was, wow, we were really having an impact. But it also said to me this, yo, our responsibility is heavy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it said to me this, it was personally healing to me. Because for all of, let me tell you, and this, I don't want to go back to that other conversation, but we feel our own imperfections, even as fathers, especially as fathers.
That's right.
But when you have that kind of experience, you realize, wow, that was redeeming. That just healed me.
Right.
This youth I never seen before in life. May never see him again.
Man, you'd be surprised.
But I'm fathering to this man via, man, this is crazy.
Yo, and there was a young man and his father that came, and I taught him the 12-point strike from Arnis.
Nice.
He still remembered it. I taught him this 2 years ago now.
Wow.
And I picked up a little stick from one of Tassili's event and showed him the strike, the 2 strikes in the head, neck, all that. And he still remembered that. I forgot the little boy's name, but he jumped to me, came up from downstairs on the mountain when we was talking downstairs, down on below the mountain. He came up and ran up to me and gave me a hug. I said, oh, whoa.
That's crazy.
Yo, Dana, can somebody tell me how their cigar experience was?
Woo!
Because I gave out some cigars. Me and Cam have some cigars. I seen B-Dell in the video. B-Dell, if you don't know, B-Dell said he's on the road, so B-Dell couldn't join. He's still on the road. Red Pill had him up all night and shit like that. So shout out to B-Dell. But B-Dell, if anybody can tell me, I want the family to know, because one of the criticisms with cigars typically is the taste, and it'll give you a headache. It's hard. These are totally different. Totally different, family. So I want to know Mo. Okay, shout out to Mo. Mo, what's good, my brother? Yes, my brother Mo. He does a lot of my artwork when I do my events. He said I still didn't blaze mine yet. Mo, I don't know how you ain't blaze. Come on, Mo. You bugging out, Mo. Come on. But a couple of people. Somebody said we bought a few. I haven't tried it yet.
I wish you would have gave me one, man. I would at least burn it as an incense, man. Come on, I don't smoke it.
Ramsha said I smoked mine and did a ritual. I got so much clarity tonight. I had amazing dream experiences. That's the nicotine. The nicotine will give you them lucid dreams.
Yeah.
The nicotine will give you that. The nicotine will do that.
What's up, legendary?
You know what I'm saying? Top Cat. Oh, there you go. Top Cat.
What? Kingly.
Kingly.
He had to go walk to his throne. He went to his throne. That's why.
We can't hear you. No, did I put him on mute? Hold up.
Okay. Y'all good now?
Yeah. You got top.
Okay. I just wanted to salute y'all OGs and say we did it, man. We made history. We made
Come on now.
Top Cats, before you talk real quick, you know why I just thought about it. Why I support Top Cats be on this show? because the idea came up. The original idea of all of this came about the first time, the debut of Top Cats being on the channel. And we was just talking, and we was just like, yo, would it be dope to go? Because he's telling us about America and how we indigenous and all of that. And somehow the conversation, I might have asked him about Stone Mountain. And we was like, yo, we should go to Stone Mountain. And we was talking about inviting Rod Hayes. So, family, the first show Top Cats was on my channel. That's how all of this came about.
Right.
Me and Top Cats was building, and I was just like, fuck it. Top Cats was like, yeah, that'll be dope. He was like, yo, Rich, I'm there. And the fact that he was like, yo, Rich, I'm there. I was like, oh shit, okay, this might be big. So shout out to Top Cats. That episode, my brother, tell the people what you experienced this weekend, my brother. I'm gonna put you on the spotlight. How was it for you, my brother?
Rich, I still ain't came down. I still ain't came down yet. It felt like a dream, like
yeah,
from the experience. So I woke up a little late. I know at 4:45. I got up like 5:13. It was too late. I went too far from it though. So when I got there, I'm having a conversation with the girls. They gave me the address, and so they telling me, okay, this way. But it's so many cars, right? I'm like, that's not us. I'm like, okay, we might
Yo, he thought the same thing we did.
I'm like, I see a lot of people going by it, but I don't think that's us. Maybe it's to the left. So we going back and forth. I literally drove, it's a two-way street. I drove on the side. About 100 cars. They put their blinkers on. I jumped in front of them, but I got out the car and I'm looking around and I'm still seeing our people. I'm like, man, this is a funeral? Is it like another? Is this the same time somebody else? So I can see through the gate. I zoomed the camera in, and it was a large crowd of people. Our people, and I'm like, oh, this. So it was 0.4 miles, and it took 30 minutes.
Damn!
31 minutes to drive 0.4 miles.
Family, do y'all hear this? Oh my God.
30 minutes to drive 0.
Oh my God.
It was
Family, do you hear this?
Top Cat, we wasn't gonna wait on that line. I had said, Rich, get down that side. Let's get that.
Hey, I did the same thing.
Oh, you did the same thing?
Yeah,
I like how you telling this story. Keep it going, Top Cats. Keep going.
Man,
once you got inside, like what was going on? What you did?
All right, so my first mission was to get everybody organized and make sure we get up the mountain. So we had some delays because we had some people that was late and they needed their shirts. So some of the crew was behind, but we went on and pushed up. And once I got to the top, I saw a lady. She couldn't go no more, and I just abandoned the whole mission because I'm like, come on, y'all, get up there. I gotta speak. I don't want to mess it up, So, but when I seen the lady couldn't get up, it just changed. It was the mission went out. I said I'm gonna have to sacrifice my time, and I went down there and I just said, put my hand in your hand, and I'm gonna take you to the promised land.
Come on, brother.
And after that, took it to the top, and man, I couldn't even look down. I had to hold it in because she was shedding tears, and I'm just talking to her. I'm like, it's all praise to the ancestors. We're gonna make it. You made it, mama. You here, you home now. And she was crying, couldn't even look down. But after that, I stood there. We got in formation, and we helped every single person that needed help. If it's somebody out there in the chat, y'all tell. We stayed the whole time, over an hour, and we helped everybody up. The young kids coming up, I raced them up. I give you $20. So you beat me up there. I let them beat me. I'm passing my $20. I raced the 3-year-old. He was walking the mountain so smooth. And I'm like, oh, he broke a sweat. So I went over there to go holler at him. and he kneeled down on his knees. I said, "Nah, come on, I'm gonna race you for $20." So he raced me up the mountain. He ain't quit. I'm like, I'm about to catch you. I'm about to pass you up. He made it up there, gave me a handshake. I said, "How old are you?" He said, "I'm 2." And then I said, "You 2?" And he said, "Nah, he just turned 3." And I'm like, man, that was amazing. Paid him his money, went back down. We went down until the last person was up. And shout out to them brothers that helped out. It was a 91-year-old young lady.
Yes.
That made it to the top of the mountain.
Yep.
Wow. 91?
91.
Yep.
Oh
91. And so, we have men, women, and children. And so, that's why I was late to the party, But the mission changed. The mission.
You was on time, brother. You wasn't late. You was on time.
Right on. Right.
Period.
But I think that I couldn't sleep the night before, and I'm like, it's typical because usually when I go places and I'm looking for these downloads, and then I learned, like you spoke about, the event. And people get a hound and they're like, when the next one? Let's go next week, And it's like, it's really not set up like that because something I found out through my journeys, my tours, is that we don't choose these. The ancestors gonna let us know when it's the right time. That's why, Brother Rich, that's why we had a date and then we had another date. Yeah, we picked the date, but the ancestors had something else in store for us.
Yeah, correct.
You feel me? So it was alignment, and it was something that really touched me because the Stone Mountain it wasn't owned by one indigenous nation.
That's right.
It was for many nations and confederacies throughout. This is not a place that you go to. This is a place that you are summoned to because it is that spiritual.
Yeah.
You have to be cleansed before you come in, just like when you're going into the pyramids or you're going down into one of the cenotes, there's a ritual or a ceremony that has to take place to make sure that your soul is pure, for you to enter this place. And so, as I heard OZ Cherie say earlier, that it was an initiation.
Yes.
There was some you was gonna have to kill, in order to get what their ancestors had. And so, I screamed, I lost my voice, and I screamed to the top, let's work, let's go. I pushed him. And no water, I ain't bring a water bottle. King Simon told us to bring water. I didn't have a water bottle, but I wouldn't leave until everybody got out there mountain. And when I saw the amount of people, I was like, I'm like, how? But it's the thing, it's like everybody was on the same, it was one. Listen, the divisions, the different denominations and things like that, and people might go in the chat and it's people making, if you're not with this, then they not us, then it has to be a separation or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we knew that we had a big role, like, hey man, we're being invited into this community. So we're gonna have to show respect. And honestly, I can't even give y'all the answer why we, got invited. But when we got there, it didn't matter if a person was wearing red, black, or green. It didn't matter if there was a Moor. We ain't stopped to ask if they're Hebrew. We ain't stopped to ask if they're Pan-African. No, do you need help? Put your hand in my hand. We're going to take you to the promised land. We're going to walk. One Bob, it was an elder. I said, come on, OJ, I got you. He said, nah, I got you. I said, we got each other. Yeah, we're going to walk it together. Then you got me and I got you. Then we got each other. We're going to walk it together, Baba.
Oh, man. That is a beautiful story, man. That's like, it's dope to hear the different stories, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Top Cats. Oh, man. After it ended, Top Cats, how long did you stay on the mountain after it ended?
I mean, we can't go nowhere. I mean, y'all know everybody wanted pictures, and I waited a while to get a picture with Cherie. Shout out to Billy. Oh man, I want to say this real quick on that, because like you say, a lot of people going through things, you know, even myself, you know, I'm going through a transitional stage right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell it's like things from the past that I didn't, you know, take care of or coming back or coming around for me to complete now. So I'm in this cycle. And
Yes.
me going to there and I heard Billy and he spoke on that about the mental health and it was good to see Billy released because I think from the situation that happened, you know, they got a saying, first they love you, then they hate you, and then they love you again.
Yep.
And so the brother, you know, was loved, got so high, and then to feel a lot of people turn, you know, anybody that picked this mic up and you come on stage and yeah, you're gonna go through some trials and tribulations with other people. Someone's gonna disagree or someone's gonna, and so but everyone may not handle it the same situation. I'm the same way, I'm sorry. So I think our brother Billy, it was good to see him get that off his chest because he seen that the people loved him. First they love you, then they hate you. Then he was around people that loved him, and he was able to release because he's something important that he said. I caught. He said, you know, we're not able to express ourselves, or it'll make you look, you know, lesser than the man. Right. But he said to the, you know, basically the people, you know, on the internet, basically, you know, it touched me, and I said, damn, that must have been dealing with that brother. And you don't share that, you know, nothing that intimate, you know, or be that vulnerable unless you're around brothers and you're around love. So
correct.
That resurrection ability, you know, him releasing and coming back, I think y'all better expect some good work coming from that brother now. But first they love you, then they hate you,
then they love you again.
They love you again. They love you again.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's amazing. I want to say something, and I want to get to family. You got Chief Top Cats, you got Brother Sharif Bey, you got King Simon. I'm gonna take some questions from y'all. We about to hit the 2 hour mark. I can't keep them for too much longer, family. We're gonna get questions from y'all. Then we're gonna get out of here. Start loading up the chat with questions that I can ask these brothers. But let me just say something real quick. Based on what the brother Top Cats just said, and one thing I always hear people say when they talk about their purpose, and they say, "Oh, I want to help." When you ask what your purpose is, they'll say, "Oh, I want to help people." And I think that you got to that's kind of broad. You have to narrow it down a little more to what you really want to do, because what anything you really want to do that's in alignment with you is helping somebody.
Correct.
I think that we have to figure out what we really want to do, right? And that has to be, this is my opinion, and I talked to Panic about this before, the brother Panic. If your main goal is just to help the people are going to let you down. Once they let you down, you're going to be bitter. Not only are you going to be bitter, but it's going to change the outcome of your teachings, and you're not going to teach or whatever. It doesn't have to be teaching. It could be whatever you do. You could be a podcaster. You could be a healer, a dentist, a doctor, whatever. It'll change what you're doing because you're not the fan favorite that you thought you were going to be. You have to get into what you're doing to be the best at it. I want to be the best interviewer in the world. That's why I do this. I want to be the absolute best. I want motherfuckers to compare me to the best in the world that ever existed. And whether the people agree with me or not, that will motivate me every day. But if you waited for the people to give you motivation, they may not show up. You may not get the views. You may not get the likes. And if you're looking for that, your emotions is gonna be like this. It's gonna be up and down, and the people are gonna control you like a puppet. Do not let anybody control you like a puppet. You gotta do what you gotta do in life because that is your God birthright. That is your purpose. The people come after that. They don't come first. They will let you down. What Top Cat said, they will love you, hate you, and then love you after they hate you. I know over and over again, family. So whatever you do in life, family, pursue it. because you love to do it and you want to be the best at it. But don't just say, I want to help people, because I don't want to see y'all become bitter, because I've seen a lot of people come into this game with good intentions, and then they turn bitter because they didn't get the love and the adornment that they thought they were going to get, family. All right? Keep that in mind. Thank you for saying that, Top Cats.
And sometimes when you don't get that, you got to realize that maybe you're being protected from something.
Yeah.
Because sometimes not everybody can handle that amount of pressure.
This is true.
Pressure can bust pipes and make diamonds also. And that's, if you're not willing to become a diamond, then it might bust your pipe. Some people have gone on the deep end and end up in jail and prison and unalived because they couldn't handle this.
Speaking on this, King Simon OG, that like you say, that's a heavy cross to carry.
Yes, it is.
And you gentlemen are so good at what y'all do, y'all make it look easy. So y'all make others feel like they can do it too, because y'all do it so easily, and they don't get the same results. They they're caught with a different emotion instead of.
And Top Cats, I'm glad you said that. I'm very, 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 very glad you say that. And I keep saying the same thing over and over. I tell people, and I alluded to this early in this conversation. The reason why I'm able to do this is because I have this quote unquote boring life with my family. The stability that I have at home allows me to concentrate fully on my purpose. I don't have time to engage. I'm like Vicky was talking about when the horse race and they have blinders on the horse and the horse is forced to just focus on the race. I just focus on my purpose. I'm in this world, but not of it, family. So when you're pursuing your purpose, you can't have too many distractions. People like me, people like Kobe Bryant, people like Billy Carson, Sarnetta, or whoever you want to name, there's not much of a social life there.
Right.
So when you have a purpose in a social life, it's like sometimes you gotta choose which is more important to you. The social life, I could give two fucks about a social life. I did all that shit when I was young. I did all types of wild shit when I was young. Had the best time of my life when I was 18, 19, 20. I'm ready to get busy. I'm ready to work. I done been with all types of girls. I done went to Mexico and got with a prostitute or two. I done did all of that. Right. But you know what? Now, I done been in a 20 mother effing year relationship, faithful, committed with a woman. A nigga can't mess with me. A broad can't mess with me. Nobody got dirt on me. I did what I did when I was young, and now I'm good. I am Gucci, as they say in the hood. So, family, stay focused. Stay focused, and you got to eliminate distractions from your life.
Big up to Blue Pillow. Just text me, say he's sending y'all love, like just getting back from a last activation. Thank everybody who made the epic and bigger than big. So yeah, big up to Blue Pill, Red Pill. They was just doing their thing at Melanin Monday. Same thing Rich said. I had to write a book about my promotional life. That's how crazy it was, and then put it to the side and make money from it. I did it already. I did Madison Square Garden. I did the SOBs. I did all the parties except gay parties. So that's
right.
No Diddy. So no Diddy parties.
That's right.
No Diddy.
Let's get to some of these questions from the family. Shout out to y'all. Love and appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get to some questions. I'm gonna start from the bottom and just work my way up. I'm gonna go all around, so there's no particular order. Have y'all considered? In no particular order to answer the questions, we're going to run through these fast. Have y'all considered that Stone Mountain may now be supercharged with your love energy? Is there a dome of love now covering Georgia? Whoever want to touch on that, or several of y'all if y'all want to.
I would. I can only speak from my personal. I don't want to go high up in the in the atmosphere with all of that. Yeah. I can only speak from my personal experience. My personal experience, especially this past weekend, was that whatever we did created a real personal magnet on me. I almost didn't get out of Atlanta, man. Shout out to Red and Blue Pill. They started the campaign to try to keep me there. For real. You know what I mean? I think the work that we did First of all, we have a saying in the Moorish science of America: there are no happenings, law governs all events. Ain't no coincidences. If you put intent into something and then purpose yourself towards that intent, there's an effect. And we had, you also we had on top of that mountain, all with the same idea, all with the same thought, right? That went down into the core of that mountain and it broadcast throughout the area. So rather than say a dome over Atlanta, I would say just like the cross, the metaphysical cross into the ground, and then the blood of the Savior goes into the ground, right? And what comes up out of the ground? More of him. More of him. Like Simeon Toko's. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's so I think we have yet to see the results of what we did this past weekend.
Oh yeah. And I don't live too far in my neighborhood of Stone Mountain. I don't live too far from the indigenous, one of the small indigenous burial grounds right here. But they won't allow you to go in there because it's owned by the house is owned by somebody, and you got to go through all kinds of things to go to their backyard and go. They didn't deem it that significant, but I know the trees of this place is talking to me all the time. The earth is talking all the time. So it has been supercharged, and you got to remember the Wicca Society also go and do their own thing, but they will never, they will not succumb over the indigenous power we just put on there.
That's a fact.
They will not over succumb because they know, and the Wicca is all white girls, white women. They doing that. Yeah, they go and walk around there. I found out from somebody in Stone Mountain Village a few years ago. That's what they do, and they dress up in their little Wicca outfits and they walk around. They do this because they want to offset the energy that was originally there, but everything is falling to the wayside, and you got to remember that. And with what Brother Sharif just said about them keeping you, why can't we have a good 10 acres of land with tiny homes that it's Sharif's home when he comes there? And it's this person, new Diamond's home when she wants to come into town. Or this, why can't we do that? I got access to Aton Edwards that can get us all this stuff for cheap if we want to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Once we get the land, look, 10 acres or 20 acres, you can get dome homes or you can get tiny homes because if you buy in bulk, you get them for discount. Period. So I was just facing what they've been trying to put a campaign. We could have land just like Boosie Badass is doing. He got a land named after all his children. He got little households and a big land. We can do that. If we all put our money, we can do it, to tell you the truth. It can be done, right, Big Indian Chief? Right, Chief? All right.
No, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
To the question, do I think y'all energy a dome over Georgia? Well, that place, shots to be there. He said, that place is very energetic. Did we leave something there? Yeah, we did.
That's right.
We left our ancestors there who met us there. And see, this is a journey, and the journey is individual. Like Brother Sharif said, he can only speak from his experience. All of us is going, it's something that, see, it was so personal. That's why it was only one frequency there. And everybody was on it. When I was looking in the crowd, I was seeing people crying. I was seeing people with their eyes closed, just meditating. I seen people stargazing while the people was talking. So it's a personal journey. Everyone through all of this, in the end, it's gonna be a personal journey. Those that's gonna walk with you are ancestors directly from your bloodline, and us coming there to come meet. What the Bible say? If it's 2 or 3 and
gather. Yes.
I'm in the midst of you. That's
okay.
right.
Okay, right on point. So they were in the midst. When the dove flew over and Blue, it just caught Blue out of the blue. It caught Blue out of the blue. He said, and we looked around, it was one dove. It came so low to us. And then we turned around and there was a whole flock of them. And they went in circles just around. I got it on tape.
Yeah.
You got it on tape? You got it on tape?
Send me that.
I got you.
Please send me.
The doves, they just started coming around us in the whole group, just a line, like single file. So did we leave something? I think we all went there to release and reconnect, recharge, and like the sister brought up, it's 628. you know, and we got to the 10. King Simon, the numbers man. We right back to 1. New beginnings.
That's right.
New life. You know, that resurrection. So the people that wasn't able to make it, the people that had, you know, but the people that did come, there was something. They were summoned there. You don't go to Stone Mountain, you are summoned.
I like how you say that. I like that. I like
You're
that.
summoned.
I like that. I like
you
that.
have to be here. Somebody's calling for you to be here. You have to be at this place at this particular time, because the time that you are in your journey, the place that you are in your journey, in your personal journey. And so did we leave something? Yeah, we left something there.
That's right.
But we left all of that, whatever it was that was holding us back from the next level, whatever it was holding us back from our going to our higher self, that connection, our ancestors who are trying to tap back into us, who are trying to get our attention, you know, because there is a covenant that we made before we came here, I feel like. And sometimes we get sidetracked by life and distractions, and sometimes you need that motivation. You know, you need to know you have family. You know somebody, you need someone to kill. And so even though we walking that journey together, as we walked up that mountain together, you know, we still had those individual realities that we had to go back to after we left. But when we did leave, we released, you know, what was holding us back from going to the next level. And what we got was a new beginning. And so you get a blank chalkboard and you get to write it. And a lot of things that didn't belong to you anymore, that didn't represent you anymore, was left back then. And it's a new you. And the ancestors were there to make it happen. And that's what. Hold on, for in, like Red said, that meteor, it was NIGGA on the driving.
Yes.
He parked it in Blackville, Georgia.
That's right.
And Ubered to the mountain. And he was somewhere out there in the crowd.
Oh yeah, he was definitely there.
I think somebody said they got a picture of him. We looking for it, but yeah, he landed and parked and Ubered to the mountain. Yeah, turn up.
And you know, somebody said something, but I'm not even going to entertain that. But you know, climbing a mountain is more than a physical journey, family. It symbolized the inner rise from limitation to liberation. And y'all got to understand that, whether it's a real hill or a life challenge. Remember, when you climb a mountain, it's all about growth and effort and also transformation. And that's what it was all about. That's why I said at the bottom of the mountain that 28, that name in numerology and compound numerology, is the number and symbol of promise and possibility. So yes, we left something there. We left promise and possibility for anybody else that climbs that mountain after. Because we did that celebration 3 times, and this was the biggest out of all of them. This time is a promise and possibility of our unity, of our love, our connection, of who we are. But we have to really strategically and carefully plan, because we got to weed out people too. We got to weed out the agents. We got to weed out the enemies. We got to weed out those who want to stop that promise and possibility.
Yeah. This I like what Top Cat said. You got to be summoned to come to the mountain, and those who are not summoned, they get triggered by those who are summoned. You got to remember that those who are not summoned get triggered by those who are summoned, because those who are summoned express. You got to understand, we live in a life where we live in a realm where when somebody sees somebody show so much excitement or gratitude, or you see what Top Cat said, you see what King Simon said, they're like, why them niggas feel like that? Why they feel like that? In their mind, they're like, why don't I feel like that? I don't feel like that inside. So when they want to know, why do you feel like that? And more than that, they want to criticize why you feel like that, because they don't feel like that. Exactly. So family, a mountain climb like this, number one, like Top Cat said, you got to be summoned. And number two, it's for the soul. That's right. It's not for everybody. Somebody might say, what does that do for the black race? Absolutely. I'm going to say absolutely nothing. It's for your soul. I'm gonna just eliminate all the other stuff. Let's say it does absolutely nothing for nobody. Who cares? If it does something for your soul, do it, family. If it doesn't do nothing for your soul, don't do it. It brings my soul absolutely joy and pleasure to climb that mountain. So I did it, and I'm sure it did that with everybody else who climbed the mountain. So next, who cares? So what? We don't care what you think. We're going to do what we want to do. And we got extreme happiness from doing that. You know what I'm saying, family? So that's that.
And family, that was my 11th or 12th time climbing it. And I never experienced nothing like that on that particular day. Because, and I've done it by myself. I've done it with other just friends, 2 of us going or 3 of us going up there. Never experienced that like that in that more unified. Because like I said on the mountain, Brother Shabazz was an intervention. I didn't know if I was walking over the Manhattan Bridge or jumping off of it in Brooklyn. So y'all don't know that I made it, bro. I made it this way. I had to be there.
Family, anytime, listen, because I want us to get out the habit. You know what lowers your frequency, family? Explaining yourself, right? Because oftentimes people don't really want to hear explanation. They just want to hurry up and come with a rebuttal of it. They want to tear it down. So do not explain yourselves. I like this right here. If they ask you, why are you into metaphysics? Why are you into the Indian stuff? Why are you into numerology? Why are you into the law of attract? Just say it's a soul thing. 5 words. What Freedom Child said? 5 words. Listen, family, don't explain, please. It's 2025 and beyond. Do not. We explain ourselves till our face turn blue. Don't, yo, Top Cats. Don't explain it to them no more. You got books. Tell them, buy the book. Just tell them, buy the book if you want to know. Other than that, thank you. It's a soul thing. That's it. I'm not explaining shit to nobody no more. I'm using that one. It's a soul thing. That's it. Keep it moving. Please, let's stop explaining ourselves to people. It's a waste of precious energy. So thanks for giving. Kingdom Child just gave us some good game. Every time it's a soul thing, y'all.
It's a hey, King Simon, what you say? T-shirt.
Yeah. T-shirt. That's a T-shirt. Like I said, that's a T-shirt.
I want to tell y'all something. Brother Red Pill gave me. He just out of nowhere popped up on myself. I'm like, man, damn, Red know who I am. And he probably came in. Him and King Los, the battle rapper.
Yeah, I know King Los.
We was building. Shout out to Low, B Mo. And Red said, you can't debate truth to life. Meaning, you know, can't no one argue with you about who your parents are. You know, can't no one know more about you than your family or the people you come from. And so he said, there's no debating. You can't debate truth to life. And when you just said that, that's what made me think of that. Red gave me that. I took that with me, and I used that, you know, because we ain't got to argue with it.
And real quick, before we get to the next question, the only reason we got to go through this, family, normally we're on the internet. Our ancestors didn't have this broadcasted to the world. There were secret societies, there was tribes, there were small groups that was into certain things, small communities. But we're broadcasting to millions and hundreds of thousands of people, and we're getting all this unnecessary talk because everybody's not on the same level. So do not. I'm telling you, family, it's a complete. I put up a post on of the hike today. I seen 2 people argue for 16 hours straight. I kept going on Instagram and I seen a new comment. I said, yo, they still going at it? I'm looking at it. I said, yo, this is crazy. They went at it, family, for 16 hours. That is insane, family. Do not explain yourself. Just tell. It's plain and simple. It's a soul thing. That's it. No more talking. 2025 and beyond. Let's move on to the next.
I think Sister High Heel said it best. You don't understand submission unless you understand the mission.
Yeah,
that was a T-shirt. I told her that was a big up to Sister. She's in the chat. Big up to
That was powerful.
Yeah, she dropped it from the L. She dropped it. And
she had that New York swag too.
Yeah, she never been to New York, which is crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's from Cali and Atlanta, so you know.
Let's get to a couple more questions before we get out of here. This one is for King personally, King Simon. They said, King Simon, I want to talk to you Saturday, but there was a lot going on. I turned 36 that day on top of the beautiful mountain. Any advice or insight for me, King? They turned 36. King, real quick, any advice?
Communication and balance just with the number 36 alone. I don't even have to get into the birthday. You turn 36, that adds up to the 3 deals with communication and being jovial and happy with your life. 6 deals with balance, harmony, truth, justice, reciprocity, and healing with your life. Adds up to a number 9, be complete with your life. Strive for completion and strive to stay on a humanitarian level. Remove yourself from any type of arguments and contention, especially when you got 9s around you. 36 adds up to a 9. And matter of fact, 36 in compound numerology connected to the number 27, that's the number of creativity and productivity. So in this 36 year or cycle you're in, be creative, be productive, and you will reap the harvest and the benefits of your creativity and your productivity. It's in my book.
There you go. There you go. All right.
That's what you call a professional, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's just, yeah.
And it's second nature, like you told
I didn't even say his birthday. I don't need his birthday. You told me what you because you're gonna be 36 for a whole cycle again. So operate on that 36 until you're ready to book a session with me. Now you'll get much more from that. After
Let's keep this thing moving. Jane says, "Hey Chief." I guess she's talking to Chief Top Catch. She says, "Do you recommend us to cleanse before going on the mountain to honor the ancestors' tribes? And what would that ceremony look like?"
Peace to Miss Jane. Yeah, I would. Is like I spoke of earlier. A lot of these energy centers have been used for a long time, since the ancient time. Like this is exactly what they were set up for. Mm-hmm. So, and it's sometimes some people will go alone. Some people we just went in the group, but it's a place to go to reflect. It's a place, these energies. It's a place to go to recharge. So yeah, I would take my ancestors. When you go there, whatever you're going through, yes, ma'am. Before that, just meditation or having the purpose of going and understanding that purpose, understanding where you are in your journey, because to make it to the top of that mountain is gonna be a journey in itself, and you're gonna have to be self-motivated. So you're gonna speak more with self inside. You're gonna hear more from the inside. I heard a brother say, "It's mind over matter. It's mind over matter," and that's what was pushing him through getting up that mountain. And he just kept saying it out. Mind over matter, mind over matter. So yeah, Miss Jane, yeah, it's a personal experience. So yes, ma'am. They cleanse. I would say have a purpose. I would say chant your ancestors' names. Say their names. Don't know who they are, know who you are, and know exactly what you're going, because you don't go to Stone Mountain one more time. You don't go to Stone Mountain. You're summons. So when you go there, know that you're there to be one with the ancestors and the Creator.
Indeed. Somebody said, Brother Rich, do you think that even though some of us couldn't make it, can we charge from where we are? Indeed, 100%. I feel like wherever you stand is the promised land. Wherever you stand is the promised land, family. Do not take for granted where you are at exactly right now in your life. Do what you got to do right now. Do not wait. It helps to get to these grid points, but do not wait. You are the most important grid point, Irma. So don't wait. Don't hesitate, or don't think you don't have power from where you're at right now. So I would say definitely. Anybody want to add on to that?
I want to say something, Big Chief. Top Cat, I want to thank you, of course, because you brought me back to remember what my auntie used to say, that my family was from the Arawak and the Maroons. So I started getting my books on the Arawak and started getting my books on the Maroons, and come to find out, it's real deal what was going on in Jamaica and throughout the South Americas and the Caribbeans and all that stuff, that we're just a part of the bigger mass. But it was I told one of the elders, I won't mention the elder's name, I said, look, could we have gotten it all wrong by focusing towards Africa? And he said, no. He said, but I understand what these young brothers are saying. I won't mention the elder's name, but he understands. But don't give that up. Make sure we understand all of it. And like Dr. Khalid used to tell us, we're supposed to take it all. It was all of ours.
All of it belongs to us.
For sure.
Yeah, all of us. The
But
whole
we have to know what we are in the story. We don't want to
Exactly.
generalize.
Exactly.
We want to know our story.
Exactly.
Who am I?
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
why,
because those
why-
that we come from, those are the ones that are walking with us. When we're communicating, when we're saying we're talking to the ancestors, those are those people. So we need to find out who those people are, because you know, you can't tell history without humans. So these people really live. They went through the same trials and tribulations we went.
Exactly.
So we need to know their name. And like they always tell you, you don't know if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. And another famous one was the a tree without no roots. What was it? Who said that one?
Fruit.
What you said, Sharif? Go ahead.
I said, bears no fruit.
There's no
There
fruit.
you go.
And you know, and again, thank you very much openly, because you look like I said to you, I said I just don't like the arguments. I'm not getting into no argument with people.
Right.
I know what I know, and I know the world belongs to us. The earth, we was here thousands of years before anybody paler came into existence. So, hey, I'm taking it all. I'm not taking.
But you know, one thing we got to keep in mind, and we got to be responsible for, and just realize is that if there was any other group in the world claiming their identity, there wouldn't be this much controversy. But the reason why there is because for whatever reason, the so-called blacks in America are the head of the snake. We are the ones that have been the most influential all over the world. This is the jump off point in the world where we landed. Whoever incarnated in the America, this is the spot that influences the world energetically. So when we go a certain way and people feel left out, they don't want us to go that way because they feel like they don't belong to that narrative. If somebody in South America was doing the same thing Top Cats was doing, nobody would give two flying fucks. They would be like, okay, well, they think they. But if Top Cats do it and he represents the head of this thing, the people who are the most influential, like Kendrick Lamar said, in the world, then people do not want to feel left out of that narrative. So I understand where they're coming from, but we got to do what we got to do at the end of the day. We got to figure out what we got to figure out at the end of the day, because we have been lied to a whole lot about this particular land right here. And if it hurts some feelings, it got to hurt some feelings. But we're going to take this land back. We've been lied to. A lot of us, when we were young, we were just like, F America. Then I got to a certain age, the Moors taught me about America. Yep. Then this group taught me. Then that group taught me. Then that group taught me. And I'm like, oh, I love America. I love America.
That's right.
Where's the flag at? I would have waved the flag right now. If I had the flag, I would wave.
Brother Rich, I'm so happy to hear you say that. Now, I gotta run. I have to run. But I'm to my brother, you know, big Texas energy over there. Listen, he said something deep, right? And then what you just said, Brother Rich, and even King Simon, is this. First of all, you already know how the Moorish Science of America feels about America, right?
Yes, sir.
I firmly believe, like I mentioned before, it's a blessing to know how it ends. I firmly believe that we ain't got to take nothing. Now, while they're going to face death before they're not going to give it up until they look death in the face, but we ain't going to have to take it. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have to take it. We're going to see them in boxcars on their way back to Europe.
Wow.
Our fight is to make sure we love each other enough to stand up and rebuild when the smoke clears.
That's right. When the smoke.
That's it.
And that ceremony we just had, that one, like Red said, nobody can beat us. If we together, you know, over in BCU and everything, we got a saying, as long as we have each other, we don't need nobody else.
Come on, man.
We the smallest group out of the Indians or the Americans, because we the new ones. I only been here 4 years, so it's like, you know, so people been here longer, so they don't take me serious. But I've been, you know, I understand my mission. I got a radio, a book. I gotta get you the hard copy though. And I want to send y'all too a copy of the book too.
Yes, sir.
Me and King Simon about to do a show soon.
Yeah, I gotta set up the show.
It's time to get that over to you. You know what I mean?
Yo, man, but
I want to get to a couple more. Sharif, you gotta go now, or you gonna stay for a couple of minutes longer? Sharif?
I'll give you a couple of minutes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's get to we're gonna do just a couple of more questions because we done been on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So let's do 2 more questions and then we're gonna get out of here. All right. This brother says, what can help me dream again and remember the dreams? Why am I not remembering dreams since 2018? That's not normal. Any help for this brother?
Life is but a dream. row your boat.
This sound like a brother Sharif question right here.
Yeah.
I would say, what can help me dream again?
I know.
Unless you're dealing with a really, really deep psychological issue, you're dreaming, brother. You're just not recalling.
That's all.
Yeah,
not recalling.
You're just not recalling, and that could be for a number of things. I would say generally, just like physical exercise, you get a bruise or you get a Charlie horse. The pain is because of stagnant move or stagnation, right? Well, that happens emotionally.
Ooh, right.
It's very, very possible that you're having a recall. You are not in your recall facility due to some kind of trauma. I firmly believe that if you relieve whatever that trauma is, then your recall is going to come back quick. And it's going to be quite an adventure. But that's what I would look at first. But I would look at trauma.
Right.
How what's the common term? Shadow work. Look into yourself, honestly, and say, okay, what happened in recent time or whatever that caused me to shut down that function in order to be able to function in regular life. Because that's what we end up doing.
Yeah. I could have told me if he would have put a birthday, I probably could have given him some other guidance. But our elders used to talk about drinking water before you go to bed, talking your intentions into the water before you go to bed, putting water under your bed.
Brother King Simon.
Yes, sir.
That's dope. That works.
Yeah, that water by the bed. Yeah,
that water by the bed, under the bed. Dr. Brother Panic suggested, of course, putting the original Tiger Bond on your third eye right there, and that also opens you up to dream. But you got to go to bed with intentions. Even Reverend Ike said you got to go to bed with intentions when you go there. So, there's multiple ways. You can get books like Astral Dynamic that Brother Panic used to talk about, or Astral Travel that Brother Panic used to talk about, or Bobby Hemmett and them, but there's different ways. But you might just be walking your dream and don't realize it. So you should be taking notes while you're awake, because there is a thing called waking dreams as well as sleeping dreams.
That's a fact, brother.
You need to take notes while you're awake, because maybe that's remember, this is the dream world. That's what we're going to be dead transition more longer than we're alive here. So we might as well write your ideals that come to you right now, and that will be coming from the other realms that you call in quote unquote dream world.
That's a fact.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Real quick, I want to say something real quick before we get to this last question, because I'm gonna let these gentlemen go. Yes, we've been on here very long. 2 comments that I've seen that I just wanted to give I want to give y'all some game about meditating and channeling certain energy. Silence. I know some of y'all may have felt left out for not being able to make it to the mountain, and I'm gonna read 2 comments real quick. Somebody said, I was meditating in another park at 5:30 a.m. with y'all. So let's keep that in mind, right? Check. Next comment. Those who were present on the mount powered us all up, radiated us. We must know where we are in the story indeed. That's the next comment. What I want to let y'all know is that, and Sharif talks about this a lot, energy is non-local. If you know something is going on, you could feel the energy in your heart. You could use that and do whatever ritual or meditation or whatever you got to do where you're at. Something I do Every time the Super Bowl is on, family, there's so much energy generated in this country. I do some type of ritual to myself every time the Super Bowl is on because the energy it's electric in the air. People calling me, people calling my girl, people going to the store. I see people doing this and I'm just charged. I'm like, oh shit, niggas is there, everybody's charged up. So I'm like, I feel that jolt of electricity and I just go in and do what I do.
Right.
I utilize that energy, which is non-local, to go in and do what I do. So if we do something and you can't make it, family, you can still benefit from that energy. You can still tap in from that energy, family. So we got to understand, this is why it's important to understand the principles of quantum physics and the principles of like Tesla said, what he said, frequency, what he said, energy, what's the 3 words? Frequency, resonance, and vibration. Some shit like that. Yeah, something like that.
Energy.
Brother Rich,
We gotta understand that. Go ahead, Sharif. Yeah.
What you just described about what you do, with the energy around Super, brother. Listen, there's some very wise and some of them good intention, many of them not good intention. Very wise Europeans that literally, I'm talking in the modern time.
Yes,
created whole. See, you're using what we would call in a certain order. You're using what we would call a magical machine.
Ooh, see, Sharif got the names. He got the names for this shit. Go ahead.
Listen, there's certain people in the modern era that literally create their own organization to be a personal magical machine to pour into them. I'm gonna give you the name of one of the most infamous people who did just that for that purpose. L. Ron Hubbard.
Wow.
It's true.
He was a member of the OTO, a branch of the organization, one of the ones that I'm a member of. He was a member of the OTO. His partner was a man named Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons, so some people have the knowledge and the idea, but not the skill.
Right.
Jack Parsons had the skill.
Yeah.
Jack Parsons also worked for JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, but he was a high-ranking member of the OTO, right? So, long story short, L. Ron Hubbard used Jack Parsons' conjuring ability to do some things, and the result of it is the creation of the Church of Scientology.
Interesting.
And it pours into L. Ron Hubbard. Now he's not physically on the plane, but it pours into his egregore. It pours into his thought form still, just like how royalties work and residual income and royalties in the music industry.
Very interesting. Wow.
Yep.
You know, it's so funny that L. Ron Hubbard is born the same day as Kevin Samuels. And in his time, he had an algorithm, and Kevin ended up in a later time having an algorithm.
Wow.
It's crazy to me. Again, we got to look at because 13, he's born March 13. 13 is the number of power and dominance, but if you use it incorrectly, it can become destructive.
Yes, sir.
So you got to be very careful using that 13.
Very interesting. Last question before we get out of here. I want to thank you, gentlemen, once again. To close it down, a lot of people was thinking about this weekend. This canceled so many flights. There would have been even more people there, over 100 more people there.
Crazy.
But somebody said no such thing as a coincidence that there was a flood. Y'all should have seen what happened to some of the trees in front of my home the night before. But there was a flood in a meteor at the same place where there is never any of those things. A lot of things happened. Stone Mountain, a flood, a storm the night before. A huge tree fell in front of. I live in Stone Mountain.
Me too.
Huge trees fell in front of my home. A day before that, a meteor came shooting down to Georgia, had Cambada at the airport for 36 hours. Yeah. This person wants to know: is there any coincidence that this happened? Go ahead, y'all. We close it out like this.
No coincidence at all.
Never.
No coincidence at all. Could have been, malevolent or benevolent. Up to you to decide. It could have been forces trying to stop things. It could have been forces doing the salute, saying, "Yeah, good job, keep it going." It's up to you to decide, though. But there's no such thing as coincidence.
No such thing.
Definitely not a coincidence.
We've been taught that for years. And what's so funny, that particular day was such a powerful day because I just got back in town myself on the 26th. And I realized that something was going on, but then somebody sent me that clip about that. And I think we know, our community needs an investigation team. We need to be able to send somebody out there when meteors drop. We need to go find out what's going on, because they're going to give us the propaganda. But they keep on showing this little hole that went through the house. It has to be something bigger because they stopped everything. How are you going to stop everything if a little hole went through a house and call it a meteor? Really? So anytime they throw that kind of propaganda out there, again, nothing happens in the government unless they want it to happen. And they are about always doing their military strategy. They'll throw a stone over there while they're doing something over there. So no, there's no such thing as coincidence about the flood. Sure, they could have flooded the place out if they had to. They could have done HARP if they wanted to. But that was us. Yeah. That was us pulling that energy. How coincidental when it's all on the weekend of when Brother Rich calls this? That don't make no damn sense.
No sense at all.
No sense.
That's right.
Rich.
That's a fact.
Exactly. No, Brother Rich, listen, I got to go right now. But Brother Rich, thank you for allowing the Creator to pour through you and manifest through you, bro.
Exactly.
And that's a manifestation. Something we say, you've heard this before, King Simon, right? We say this: man's ideal is his God.
That's right.
In the more science of America, right? Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that the level of dissatisfaction amongst the people will produce a solution to the dissatisfaction.
That's right. Brings about change.
That's right.
Beautiful. Thank you, my brother Sharif. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Yo, I love you, brothers, man. Yo, I got to get to Texas, brother. I'm coming down to see you.
Big Texas.
Yeah, for sure. Peace.
Indeed. Top Cats, before we close out, you want to touch on this question right here, Top Cats? This one right here? What you thought about that media in Georgia?
Nah, it was I'm gonna be honest, right? I thought about you. Check it out. So boom, I'm coming from the airport. I get stalled. It's raining so hard, we had to sit on the ramp in the airport for over an hour. We can't move, they can't get a gate, nothing. It's crazy. So boom, now I get out there, I'm driving, cars are pulled over on the side of the road. Cops are everywhere because Atlanta up and down like mountains. It's flooded streets, so cops blocking streets off. Cars have stopped under the underpass because they're not moving. So, and I just thought, Rich, I said, man, I hope Rich don't get down on this. Why I say that? Because we were in Mexico and we did our second pyramid tour. And when I landed in Cancun, it was flooded. It was pouring down right now. I'm like, man, I got all these people out here. They just spent all their money, their resources. They came out here. I'm like, come on, ancestors. Y'all can't let me down like this. And the next day, it was beautiful. So do I think, and it was supposed to have done the same thing the next day. Just like it was supposed to rain when we was on that mountain.
Yeah. It was. People don't know that. I'm no organizer. I know that.
He told us, and I said we're gonna do this meditation.
Say it to the people because I didn't want to.
Right.
Go ahead, Top Cats. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it made me think about you, and I'm like, man, I hope Rich don't get down because I'm like, I had the same experience, but I'm waiting. I know, like the ancestors we don't get to choose. They guiding us. You know what I mean? With summons here, so. Nah, I don't think that was a coincidence. There's no coincidences in the universe. That us coming together. I mean, but Rich, I think they had to be there to see it. If they was there, then I think they'll know because there was so many people coming there, and to get that many people on one frequency, no matter what Malcolm say, leave your religions at the door, and all us come together. Listen, everybody was on the same channel. The same frequency, we was one. Ain't no way, nobody can tell me that didn't happen. That wasn't the ancestors. That wasn't the god Apollo and Zeus.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, Big Chief.
Hey, they knew we was something, and they were so proud. And they said, man, we didn't know what they had in store for us.
We did.
After that initiation, and we got to the top, we was rewarded.
Yes, sir.
Man, I love how you ended this conversation, brother.
I've been had to get off, man. I had to hear Big Chief.
Appreciate you, Sheree.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. But yeah, family. Yeah, I mean that's what it was. I mean, Top Cat summed it up perfectly with what he just said just now. Summed it up absolutely perfectly. We didn't know what was in store up there. Yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful. Once again, shout out to all of y'all who made it. I'm thankful that this idea just it popped up out of nowhere. Like one word, Top Cats used. I think you said. Did you say we were a clear channel? Did you use that word?
I can't hear you.
Did you say we were a clear channel when we was
when the conversation with Stone Mom came up?
Yeah. When you
remember how it came
okay,
up.
yeah, I forgot. You said something to the effect of we was a clear channel. Oh no, we was all on the same channel. Top Cat said we was all on the same channel, right?
Yeah.
So what's beautiful is that me and Top Cats, when we was vibing, when we did the show, since we was on the same channel, when he made the debut on my channel, that idea came down to both of us, and we just started vibing with the idea on the show live. It happened live, family. All of this happened live on the show, and we brainstorming live on the show, family. You can go back. We we should do Stone Mountain. And then we was like, yo, we gotta invite Rod Hayes, and we started talking about it, y'all. So when we on the same channel with each other, the energy comes pouring through, family.
It's gonna be more media dropping.
Yeah, it's gonna be more.
It's gonna be more media dropping. As long as we stay on that same channel.
That's
before we get out of here, you know, somebody had asked me something. They said, you know, they want to know like why. You know, again, a lot of people feel like, you know, they got more longevity than me, and you know, oh, he only been here 4 years and some change, and you know, he knew and this and that. But you know, even though I got 6 books, even though I've been to all the places, I traveled all the places. Dr. John Henry Clark, my favorite scholar. So, you know, I do it like the old school do it. I want to go through the books. I want to, you know, so, but people asked me, they said, why Rich chose you? And I said, damn, I don't know. And so I said, man, I'm gonna ask him. You know, just with that crowd, you know, and my family, our tribe is you. They, man, much gratitude, much love for you, and man, they just wanted to know why you chose us. You know, with so many other options out there.
Just your energy, brother. You know, I know you hit me. I don't know if you hit me up or your peoples, but people have been telling me about you for a while, and I just seen you maintain authenticity for such a long time before you got on the show. I said this brother is genuinely who he say he is. So like I said, some people representative shows up and the representative leaves after 90 days, after 365 days. Usually the representative can't stick around for more than 2 or 3 years. Yeah, a person comes online, hey, I'm so and so, and that's their representative. That representative gets the fuck out of Dodge when it doesn't get what it wants. Top Cats is who Top Cats is, 100%. This is what this brother represents, and the brother comes with thorough. I mean thorough, and it took me a while to get up on the whole. Rod Hayes helped me understand the whole indigenous thing. And the more I vibe with Rod Hayes, I started to understand the importance of Top Cats. So I got to give Rod Hayes props too, because he helped me understand the importance of what Top Cats brings to the table. So when I learned more about the importance of the Americas, and then I look at what this brother's been doing for years, and I looked into your work, I said, oh, shit. This brother's thorough. Oh, Sonetta had a gem on his hand. I said, oh, this brother's thorough. I said, this brother's thorough. So I had to get you on the show, brother. So yeah, you maintain your authenticity, and let that be a lesson for anybody. Maintain your authenticity regardless of who's hollering at you or who's looking at you. Just continue to maintain your authenticity. And what I said earlier about being the best you could be, I feel like Top Cats wants to be the absolute best you could be at this shit. Like I want to be the best at asking questions. Top Cats want to be the best at this. So I appreciate that and I can respect that. And just keep up the good work, my brother.
Appreciate you, man. That's my saying. Best that ever did it and got away with it. And I still got to prove that to myself.
Yeah.
But I came in through purpose. That's why I put my second great grandma right here, the full picture sheet right there on the Indian reservation, the oldest reservation in Texas. Her family were the chiefs of the tribe. And my auntie put me on it. So I put her in every book and every first page. I make sure I dedicate that to her, my book tour. And so I came here with a purpose. And my auntie told me, you have to know this. And I played clips for people to hear, and she said, you have to know this because she was taught it at 17. And she's almost 70 years old now. So looking for somebody in the family to pass it down to, I'm wondering why she gave it to me, but I couldn't let her down. And that passion and that drive what drove me to do it and do it the right way. And just like the master teachers did it. And I wanted to do it the right way, even though I was creating a new lane and a new way of doing things. A lot of people, I had to be a singleton and do it on my own. And not too many people gave me a chance, so I believed in me, but I always believed in myself. And like Muhammad Ali said, I said I was the best before I even knew I was, And I want to appreciate you, Brother Rich, for giving me the opportunity and the shot. And man, that American Guards, man, that was for you. When you told me you wanted that topic, I said, oh man, this is perfect. This is perfect. And so, man, I appreciate you for that opportunity.
One last thing before we get out of here, gentlemen. Because King Simon, he been mentioning Muhammad Ali lately. He mentioned
he told me in our video on the mount, we taking the picture. King Simon brought up Muhammad Ali.
Nas said Muhammad Ali. Nas said he met the rapper. Nas said he met Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali told him, "It's all a dream. This shit is all a dream." So, family, whether your life is the most beautiful life in the world, or if you think it's the worst life in the world, family, this shit is all a dream, y'all. This is all a dream, family. And I just want
Biggie told us that too, huh?
Huh?
Y'all from New York. Biggie told us that too, huh?
Yeah, it's all a dream, y'all.
Exactly.
So we it's God. We God's dreaming.
Exactly.
Family. So with that being said, Top Cat King Simon, leave your contact info for those who want to get in touch with y'all.
Just remove that person on there and you'll see my contact. Definitely. If you want to text me and book a session with me, or you want me to send you my links to all my books, just text me your full name, date of birth, and email. For those that came to the mountain and didn't get a chance to do a session with me, I still have a discount going on for those who want to do a 10-minute or 15-minute pre-recording of a session. So my 10 minutes is usually a certain amount, and so is my 15 minutes. But I got, for those who came to the mountain and those who are watching this program, up until July the 22nd, I'm going to have a discount going on for those who want to do the 10-minute or the 15-minute session. But all my books is on Amazon. All my books is on my link tree. But if you want to text from all my books, I will text you your link, because I keep that. When you text me, you texting me. Don't call me. When you texting me, you texting me. All right? That's my number right there, 347-496-1022. All right?
Yeah, mine is simple. Legendary Top Cat _22 on Instagram. And in the bio, I have a link tree. BCU Big Chief Top Cat on TikTok. Right here, Legendary Top Cat, where I do most of my work. Right here on YouTube, Legendary Top Cat. My website, BigChiefUniversity.com. BigChiefUniversity.com. Bro, Rich, I gave you the shades. I got to get you some more because I got different kinds. So I still need that P.O. box. And King Simon, we got to show. Okay. The single chief is in town.
He got it.
Big Chief shades on, y'all.
Got it.
Turn up. Yeah, that's the big belongs.
Y'all see that? With that,
Yeah, we call them big, them big balloons.
I got them. They right here.
Yeah,
He got it. He got
turn
it.
up.
Say,
Big balloons. That's called. They mean the black jaguar. Yeah, but nah, PCR. Yeah, man, good quality, man. Hey, they kind of heavy too. Real good quality, only the best, man. Yeah. So, but I got some other things I want to send you as well too.
Got
And OG King Simon, we're gonna talk soon because we got a show coming up.
Yes, sir. We got a show coming soon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, beloved. Thank y'all very much, man. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you, radio. Appreciate
Go ahead.
See y'all. Peace. I'm about to get out of here, family. Once again, I want to give a shout out to the brother, whoever made this shirt. The What's in My Pocket dog, Big Face Hunteds. Somebody gave me this at the mountain. See, he even got my green chain. You see I'll be wearing the emerald chain, so he got the green chains with the gold and the king hat. You see what I'm saying? Mention the king hat. So shout out to the brother. Like I said, I got so many things. I didn't even realize I had this till like 2 hours before the show. I completely forgot I had it. I still got to open up mad at the gifts that people gave me. So shout out to everybody who gave me something. But yeah, I ran into this right away. But I want to, once again, before I get out of here, family, it was a dope recap. Shout out to everybody who made it. I really appreciate y'all for coming out. When we do Kemet in 2027, family, trust me when I say it is going to be 100 times better. Our trip to Kemet will be the greatest experience of most of y'all lifetime. And one of the greatest, because I know people, when we have children, that's one of the greatest. If we get married, it will be one of the greatest experiences of your lifetime. The things we have planned, going to Kemet, the people I have coming out. Listen, it's nothing like a regular tour. The people I have coming out there to perform music, the drumming, the parties we're having out there in front of the pyramid. Like I said, there's only one person who partied in front of the Great Pyramid, and he was a billionaire, Robert Edward Grant. Listen, the things that we got planned for y'all is you aren't going to get anywhere else in the world. Family, make sure y'all save your money. There's payment plans. Billy got access to hidden places nobody else has access to. So make sure y'all get your tickets as soon as possible. Our next big trip is in Kemet, 2027. We're in 2025 now. That is in 2 years from now, family. There's a countdown. There's going to be a big rollout for Kemet in about 2 weeks. There's going to be a big rollout. Commercials. I'm gonna have the Kemet hotline. I'm gonna have a special phone for everybody. I'm gonna have a Discord group for everybody. It's gonna be a lot, family. Make sure you get your tickets early with the payment plan, family. There's gonna be nothing. Kemet was once a colony of ours. If you're talking that American indigenous talk, Kemet was once one of our spots we will go to. That's our shit. We're well connected with Kemet. We are well connected with Kemet. I'm going to bring tobacco out there to put and light in the pyramids. I'm very familiar with Kemet. We are very familiar with Kemet. That's why we will go back there. It's destiny. We're destiny's children. We will go back there because we've been there plenty of times. We know what's out there. With that being said, family, somebody said Mount Shasta in the interim. It's a possibility, but I think I want to pour my energy into Kemet. I might do something smaller than Mount Shasta, but my focus right now is Kemet. Like I said in a previous broadcast, I feel like there's unfinished business out there, and I feel like there's things that only the people who watch this channel and myself could activate, because we have a certain soul energy. If you notice, just like when we went to Stone Mountain, there's never been a soul signature
There's never been a collective soul signature like ours out there. And there's been other groups that I'm not trying to say ours is better or worse, but we on this channel represent a unique soul signature of esoteric information, metaphysical information that hasn't been around the globe before. This is completely new to the planet. A black metaphysical collective is completely new to this planet and to this land. This is new, what's going on this channel. This is new. So we have a unique soul collective signature that when we travel to grids and places, look what happened in Stone Mountain. 2 days before a meteor comes, the day before a flood comes, there was a flood that happened 8 hours before Stone Mountain. We went to Stone Mountain at 5 in the morning, 9 p.m. that night before. Trees was falling by my home. It was pouring. I called Ray like, yo, y'all still doing something? He's like, yeah, we doing something. I think it's a passing shower. It stayed a long time. This happened. That's us. That's us. That's this unique black spiritual metaphysical collective soul energy. No telling what's going to happen right before. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but when we go to Kemet, family, what me and Billy and other people got in store, oh my God. You have never, the world has never seen nothing like it. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. I want to thank everybody who came out, everybody who tuned in, everybody who tuned in tonight, everybody who's a regular subscriber or viewer of the channel. I appreciate all of you. And I will probably be back Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow, but I will be back Wednesday. I got a new video with Billy Carson and Rod Hayes on the Patreon. Make sure y'all check that out. That's awesome. What they're getting into sacred geometry. So make sure y'all check that out. But with that being said, what's in my this whole what's in my pocket, dog. This is like a money mantra. Because you're continuing to tell yourself you're wealthy. So this is a modern money mantra that's been created on this channel. This is a modern money mantra to remind yourself that you are wealthy, that you got money. This is a modern money mantra. Don't sleep on what we're doing. And mantras, you're supposed to feel it. You're not just supposed, you're supposed to feel it. We feel it when we say this shit. You heard the people on the mountain when we were saying that? What's in my pocket, though? They be like, big face hundreds. Like, we feel it. And that's why when I first said it, I felt it. And I'm glad y'all resonated with it. Listen, we vibing. We on the same freak. We tapped in, y'all. I'm really glad to be living this life and experience this with y'all. And let's just stay focused. Let's stay focused, y'all. And we got this. We all know how this thing ends. It ends good. It ends real good for all of us. And we living in a special time. All right, family? With that being said, Brother Rich is out of here. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings, y'all. Peace.